A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
This is Orson Welles, speaking from London. The Black Museum. Here in the grim stone structure on the Thames, which houses Scotland Yard, is a warehouse of homicide, where everyday objects, a light bulb, a broken mirror, a stained blotting pad, all are touched by murder. Here's an auto service card, issued by a garage to show that a certain motor car was oiled and greased, and the speedometer reading was 15,001.
According to the card, his car had done 5,001 miles on the first. By the following day, he'd added another 160 miles to the speedometer reading.
And he told you, Inspector, he hadn't been on any long journeys.
He'd forgotten the speedometer reading on the service card. They all overlooked something.
And the harmless-looking service card which George Dalton overlooked was instrumental in convicting him of the brutal murder of his own mother and father. That's why it's earned its place here in the Black Museum.
From the annals of the Criminal Investigation Department of the London Police, we bring you the dramatic stories of the crimes recorded by the objects in Scotland Yard's Gallery of Death, the Black Museum.
Now here we are in the Black Museum. As beyond these stone walls, the life of London flows as ceaselessly as the muddy waters of Thames. Here, it's silent. Let us walk under the frieze of death masks, the masks of criminals of bygone days, suspended grimly under the ceiling. That glass funnel means nothing until we stop and read the card beside it. Once this funnel was used to pour acid over the body of a woman. Insignificant in itself, easily broken, but was strong enough to hang a murderer. And here's a pair of spectacles. Over there's a powder puff. And here's what we're after, the buff-colored service card. As I open the showcase and take it between my fingers, I ask you to come with me back to 1947. We're calling it the quiet suburban house of Mr. and Mrs. Dalton, live in South London. It's a respectable district populated by respectable middle-class people, but the Daltons are in trouble. The cause is their only son, George Frederick. They are discovering that George is not as other young men of his age. To his parents, he is, at the age of 23, a problem child.
He's not a bad boy, Fred, you know that. But he just doesn't seem to settle down.
I know his trouble.
Oh, don't be too harsh on him.
He won't work. That's what's wrong with the young devil.
Oh, Fred.
Well, how many jobs has he had since he came out of the army?
I don't know.
So many you lose count. And even the army couldn't do anything with him. Absent without leave half a dozen times. He spent more time in detention than he did on the drill square.
Here he is. Oh, dear, he's upset again.
Now I expect you'll turn the radio on. Oh, George, for heaven's sake, don't turn that radio on. I've got a headache.
Oh, go to hell.
What did you say to me?
I told you to... Here, you get away from that set.
George! Jerry, you put your hands on me. Go to your room.
But I'm
He
sure...
attacked me.
I'm sorry, Dad.
I'm sure he didn't...
Go to your room.
I didn't mean it, Dad.
I'll sweep up this mess and we'll have some tea, shall we?
All right, young man. For your mother's sake, I'll forget it. But I'm getting straight on the telephone to my old friend Jim Spencer. He's got a jeweler's shop in Clapham, and he meets a lot of people. Maybe he can advise me about fixing you up with a job.
Jim Spencer, the jeweler, was white-haired in his 60s. He lived over his shop, which was quietly prosperous, and he had just lost a young assistant who, having learned something of the trade, had transferred to a larger firm. So George Dalton was taken on in his place, and for the first time, George seemed to be interested in his work. But perhaps that was not altogether surprising.
Pass me my eyeglass, will you, my boy? There you are. Thank you. That's a very nice pendant you're working on, Mr. Spencer. Yes, it is, isn't it? How much is it worth? I'd give 100 guineas for it, then sell it at 120. Would the owner sell? Not this one. But I always keep a few £100 in the safe there, just in case I get a chance to buy something like this. Now, where did I put those tweezers?
To Mrs. Dalton's delight, her son was still working in the shop at the end of 6 months. But young George was rather less interested in the work than in the end product. And above all, he was interested in that safe. He even had a duplicate of the key made. He had a duplicate of the door key, too. Perhaps he didn't quite know what he was going to do with his keys, but in a steamy cafe behind the bright lights of Piccadilly, he found a friend who had ideas.
If you ask me, chum, I'd say you were sitting on a blinking gold mine.
Hey, what do you mean?
Yeah, come off me, George. We did 90 days detention together in the army, didn't we?
Yeah?
I know you're not quite daft. I mean, all you got to do is to get the key of the door, the key of the safe, and...
Well, I've got that.
Well, you have.
There they are.
Well, for crying out loud, what are you stalling about?
Well, I've never pulled off a real job, Charlie. It's a bit of a step to take, isn't it?
It's up to you, Cook. I know what I'd do. I'd slip in about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Here, Charlie. Would you come with me?
Why? Do you want to make it a business proposition?
Yes, I do. Look, if we broke in together...
Quiet. Pay the bill. Let's get out of here.
Okay. Here, where are we going?
I'm taking her down to the Elephant and Castle. Meet Slash. We work as a team. He's the boss. It's the only safe way. Slash has got brains. He'll put you right. Come on, I'll introduce you.
So George Dalton started his professional career.
Yeah, you know this guy well, do you, Charlie?
I'll say we did 90 days together, didn't we, George?
Yes, that's right. Okay. And you want to join us, do you, George? I want Charlie to come in on this job with me. That's the idea. Yeah, the idea's okay. And we need a jewellery expert in the gang. Forget this, pal. I'm the boss. And what I say goes. Do this job, you and Charlie, and take 50% of the profits. The rest goes into the organisation. Understand? Do you agree to the terms? Yes. Yes, I agree. Then that's fixed. Shake on it. This clinches it. And remember, there's no funny business in this outfit. I suppose you know why the boys call me Slash? I think so. I carry a razor. Remember that, George? Not that I'd use it on you, but I thought I'd mention it in passing.
George is okay, I've told you.
Of course he's okay, and I'll fix up a car for you tomorrow night.
A car?
Yes, it's all part of the service. You're busting into the Spencer shop tomorrow night. So you've got all day tomorrow to fix the burglar alarms.
And those burglar alarms took quite a bit of fixing. But by closing time, George Dalton had traced and snipped the wires. Putting on his coat, he wished his employer a dutiful good night, and at 11 o'clock, Mr. Spencer turned out his light in the bedroom upstairs and climbed into bed. 3 hours later, a stolen car turned quietly into the deserted street and stopped.
The coast clear, George. You got the keys?
You bet.
Okay, then in we go. Right. Where's the safe?
Over here.
Oh, okay, get to work. The old man's upstairs, isn't he?
Yes.
Heaven help the old fool if he wakes up and comes down. You got that safe open yet?
No, the lock's a bit stiff. Here, Charles.
Yeah?
Shine the torch this way.
Go on, what's it? Jumping jakes, what the blazes are you doing?
I'm sorry, I knocked a tray over. The clock made me jump. Here, let's get out, quick.
Open that safe, you stupid swab.
It's jammed, Charlie.
Yeah, come on, let me have a go. You sure this is the right key?
Of course I'm sure. Hey, look, Spencer will be awake now. We must get out.
You idiotic clot, this isn't the right key.
Yes, it is. And the lock's open. Pull the door.
Look out, the old man's coming. Here he is.
Who's there?
Get him.
Jeez! Get back!
Grab what you can and run for it.
Okay. I've got 2 trays of rings and some notes. Come on, let's get out.
The jeweler was found, lying in a pool of blood. 10 minutes later. The neighbor who found him called the police immediately. But needless to say, there were no signs of the thieves, and they'd left no clues. And Mrs. Dalton stated that her son had been at home in bed on the night of the robbery. To the best of her knowledge, she was telling the truth. But 2 days later, her son visited his unfortunate employer and handed in his notice.
You see, Mr. Spencer, I just couldn't go on drawing me wages while the shop's closed and you're here in hospital.
You're a good boy, George. I only wish you knew enough about the business to carry it on for me, but I thought it wiser to put the stock away in the bank in case those rascals came back.
I only wish I could get my hands on them, the dirty swine.
Well, luckily they didn't get away with anything worthwhile.
But what do you mean? I thought that you...
What did you think, George?
I thought they cleaned you out.
No, I'm too old a bird to leave valuables in the shop safe at night. I take 'em all upstairs to a real safe. I only leave the paste stuff down below. Didn't I ever tell you?
No, you never told me.
How much the old gentleman suspected, we don't know. If he did have any suspicions, he never had them. But Slasher was not so easy.
George Dalton, the expert in jewelry. Come here, George. I want to speak to you. What's the trouble, Slash? I'll tell you what's the trouble. You dirty double-crossing perisher. Think you can unload junk on me, do you? You knew these rings were duff. I didn't know. After working in the shop for 6 months, you didn't know where the real stuff was? Don't give me that. 2 trays of duff and a $5 in notes. You can't get away with it. Where's the rest? There isn't any more. Okay. I warned you. Here it comes. Put the razor!
The slash of the razor across Dalton's left cheek unlocked the gates of an unquenchable hatred. With a flash of 6 inches of sharp steel, he became a killer, and he knew that the slasher must die. He would evolve the perfect murder, with no clues, such as the service card which can be seen today among the exhibits in the Black Museum. We return to Dalton, the killer. With blood still streaming from his cheek, he smiles at the slasher. And for the first time in his life, that individual is surprised, taken off his guard.
Where's my answer there? Get out of here. You're not pretty. I've got your brand on me now. I've got to be one of you. What do you mean? You're a man of action. I like that, even if it hurts. Give me another chance. I'll do better next time. I never knew they made them so yellow. Get out. You stink. I've got a date here with a smasher and you might scare her away. Now scram. Here she comes.
Henry, is that you?
Right here, Toots. I never knew your name was Henry. Yet.
Oh, hello, what's happened?
Oh, he's had an accident. Just going. Hello there.
Are you hurt bad?
No, it's just nothing much. He's no friend of mine, Brenda. Come on, let's go.
Oh, okay.
Good night, Henry. Good night, Brenda. I'm going to say some more of you.
That's right, Dalton. You've made your choice. You're going to start with a girl. That will hurt him. Follow them. They go into a cafe. Have a meal. You wait in the shadows. They're coming out at last. Follow them again. Into a mean little street. Oh, yes, this must be where she lives.
You're going to let me in, aren't you, Toots?
No, I'm tired.
What's the matter with you tonight?
I don't know what you did to that fellow.
Oh, for Pete's sake, you're not still beefing about him.
I know what you did, and I'm no prude, but I don't like razors, and you know it. Good night.
No, look here, wait a minute. Okay, if that's the way you want it. See you tomorrow.
He's gone. Suppose we knock on her door. Yes, knock on her door. See what happens. Cheeks still bleeding.
Look, I told you to...
It's me.
What do you want?
Have you got something I can put on this cut?
You followed it?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I need help.
Oh, if he comes back, he'll kill you. Here, come in quick. I don't know why I'm doing this. I must be crazy. Here, come into the kitchen. I'll bathe that cut.
Well, I'd better go. I'm a nuisance.
Oh, you can't go now. Come over to the sink. Well, if the cops saw you in this mess, they'd take you for questioning. Here, hold your face over the water.
Okay.
What's your name?
George Dalton.
Henry says you double-crossed him.
I didn't.
It would be so easy to squeeze that pretty throat of yours, Brenda. But you're too lovely. Much
You there?
too lovely.
Now, keep still while I put some plaster on. It's lucky the cut isn't deep.
Huh?
How'd you feel?
Oh, fine, thanks.
Oh.
I suppose I'd better go now.
I don't understand you, George. You know, you're different from the others.
What others?
I suppose you know what sort of girl I am.
I don't care what sort of girl you are, but I sure like you.
Well, you're decent. Perhaps you should go.
I'll do just whatever you say.
Oh, your shirt and coat are all covered in blood. I can't turn you out like that. You'd better spend the night, and I'll get you some clean clothes in the morning.
Brenda, I never felt like this about anyone before. I don't know what to say.
Honey, I don't either. Well, I'll put the kettle on and we'll have a nice cup of tea.
Tea. As much a part of London's life as Buckingham Palace and the Houses of Parliament. Brenda made tea. The next morning she went out and bought her new lover the clothes he needed. He put on the clothes she brought him and went home. He knew quite well what he was going to do, and that night he borrowed his father's car, and at 9 o'clock he drove to the bomb site, where he knew the slasher would be waiting for Brenda. And in his pocket he had a short length of lead piping. As he approached his objective, he saw a movement in the shadows. It was the slasher.
Well, if it isn't the jewel expert. Yeah. You come into money?
Hello, Slash. How you doing?
Well, what's the idea? Not looking for trouble, are you?
What do you think? Get back, you! Now, that squares out a count. Now, I'll put you under the rug in the back of the car, and I'll take you for a little ride.
The little ride was to a deserted bridge over a railway. Dalton lifted his victim onto the parapet. Then he paused.
Just before you go, I wonder how much you've got in your pocket. Anybody coming? Good. Oh, yes. Quite a few notes here. Thank you, Slash. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
And quite gently, Dalton eased the unconscious man over the edge. After that, it was easy. Brenda, like the old jeweler, may have had her suspicions, but she kept them to herself. Dalton had money, taken nearly £100 from the slasher's pocket before pushing into the path of the oncoming train. That £100 lasted just 2 weeks. 2 glorious weeks. The happy couple celebrated those weeks in the famous seaside resort of Brighton. Then, on the morning of January the 1st, 1948, with funds running low, George Dalton took his father's car into the Carduck service station to be oiled and greased. Now, why did he do that? Superintendent Brandruth of Scotland Yard has the answer.
There is no doubt that Dalton had already decided to drive to his parents' home and ask for money. He had insufficient funds with which to pay his hotel bill, and it was essential for him to receive help from his father. His father was always particular about the regular servicing of his car, and the son doubtless had this carried out in order to produce it as a sop for his father's wrath.
And the speedometer reading was 15,001, duly recorded on the service card. So George Dalton drove the 50-odd miles to his home on what was to be his fatal journey. He was hampered by fog on the way, and when he eventually turned into his own street, the fog was very thick. He stopped the car outside his parents' house, went inside, and got down to business.
I'm sorry, Father, but I've got to have the money quick.
Well, who the blazes do you think you're talking to? You take my car for a weekend, you keep it for a fortnight?
Well, I've had it serviced.
I don't care if you've had it rebuilt. You'll never drive it again. Billy nearly got onto the police and reported it stolen by you. And now you have the infernal impudence to demand £50, just like that.
If I don't have it, I'll go to prison. The hotel won't
Then you'll
wait.
have to go to prison. You'd have gone there a long time ago. It might have brought you to your senses. You're my own son, but I'm disgusted with you. Go on, get out.
You can't send me away.
Can't I? There's the door now. Now, go on, get out.
Oh, no, you don't.
Take your hands off me, you young rascal. Your mother.
Give me that money, will
You're
you?
mad. You're choking me.
George, what have you done?
He's dead.
Stop that noise,
Dalton, apparently unimpressed by the enormity of his crime, left the murdered couple lying where they had fallen while he searched the house for money. He found just over £30 of his parents' savings. He drove the car into the garage, put his victims in the back, and covered them once again with a traveling rug. Then, as he cleaned the house and locked up after himself, as darkness fell, he drove to the nearest bridge over a railway. It was the same method as before. And when it was over, the murderer drove back to his lover in Brighton. But when he arrived, she had grim news for him.
George, tell me you didn't do it.
What? What are you talking about?
Your mum and dad.
Ah, you're mad. You don't know what you're saying.
Come into the other room, quickly.
Brenda, what do you know about my mother and father? Now, tell me.
So you did do it?
No.
I know you did it. Oh, why? How could you?
Brenda.
Don't touch me.
Mr. Dalton, is it?
Yeah? What do you want?
I'm sorry to have to tell you that your mother and father were found dead an hour ago.
I didn't do it.
What exactly do you mean by that?
How dreadful. I don't believe it.
You know how they died?
Of course I don't. How could I?
Well, that's what I was wondering. Could you give me an account of your movements today?
Yeah. I spent the day here with my fiancée.
You haven't used the car outside.
Oh, we drove to New Haven.
That's 8 3/4 miles. 17.5 there and back. You haven't been anywhere else?
No.
The car's been here all the time?
Yes.
According to the garage people, you had the car serviced this morning.
Yeah?
The speedometer reading then, according to the service card, was 15,001. You've put on over 100 miles since then. I've just checked the clock on my way in.
The girl knows I've been with her all day.
Oh, George, what's the good of you lying?
The speedometer's in order. That can't lie. I'm afraid that in the circumstances, it's my duty to charge you with the murder of...
Stop him! Let me go!
So George Dalton was arrested and charged with the murder of his parents, within an hour of their bodies being discovered on a railway line 50 miles away. In due course, he was convicted, and at 8 o'clock on a cold, misty morning, he mounted the steps of the scaffold.
And he told you, Inspector, he hadn't been on a long journey.
He'd forgotten the speedometer reading on the service card. They all overlooked something.
And that is why the service card has earned its place here in the Black Museum.
Orson Welles will be back with you in just a moment.
You may be wondering how George Dalton was traced so quickly. When his parents' bodies were discovered, the police immediately went to the Dalton residence, expecting to find the son. Both the son and the car were, of course, missing. It was the work of a few minutes to trace the make and number of the vehicle, and the general alert was put out all over the country. Police officers visited garages, and the telltale service card localized the search to the Brighton area, where Dalton's name was recognized in the hotel. The girlfriend was questioned while George Dalton was already being tailed by a police car into the hotel forecourt. At this stage, of course, there was no evidence against him, but the police allowed him to get into the hotel before questioning him. So they proved the theory that by giving a criminal just enough rope, he'll surely hang himself, which is what Dalton did, with the aid of the buff-colored service card, which has earned its honored place here in the Black Museum. Now, until we meet next time in the same place, and I tell you another story about the Black Museum, I remain, as always, obedient to you. Speaking from London. The Black Museum, a repository of death, a repertorium of violence. Here in the grim stone structure on the Thames, in Charles's Scotland Yard, is a warehouse of homicide, where everyday objects, a carpenter's saw, a manicurist's orange stick, a 10-penny nail, all are touched by murder. Now this, a sheath knife. It's a familiar object. Maybe your son, if he's an outdoor sort of kid, has one. You may have one. If you enjoy wood carving at odd moments, it's a handy tool, a sheath knife. Handy for sailors or truckmen or killers.
Nasty wound. Hey, Doctor?
Very nasty, Inspector. 6 of them. Any one could have been fatal. All very deep through clothing and overcoat.
Then we're looking for a man, Doctor. A man with a lot of strength and a knife.
Well, today you can find that sheath knife, among other honored exhibits, in the Black Museum.
From the annals of the Criminal Investigation Division of the London Police, we bring you the dramatic stories of the crimes recorded by the objects in Scotland Yard's Gallery of Death, the Black Museum. In just a moment, you will hear the Black Museum starring Orson Welles. Now, the Black Museum, starring Orson Welles.
Here we are. This is the Black Museum. Scotland Yard's mausoleum of murder. A functional place with its shelves and cabinets, its glass-topped exhibit tables, and the neat white cards identifying time and place and killing. Yet over the whole thing, a kind of aura, a mystery, as if the manipulators of these weapons still waited to pick them up just beyond the shadows. Here lies death. 100 deaths, 700 in fact, collected over several generations. Would you call this a weapon? Look here, it's a boot. A leather riding boot, obviously made for a gentleman who rode behind the hound, but another gentleman's pink hunting coat was stained with blood when this boot became a bludgeon. This seems obvious. It's a hypodermic needle. It was once filled with poison. Here we are. Here's the sheath knife I was telling you about. Leather sheath, Sheffield steel, bone handle. It's a pretty instrument in its way. But the story connected with it isn't quite so pretty. Begins one coldish night in November, as a suburban train drew into the dark station at Ilford, a short distance from London. Two men rose to shrug on overcoats. In the same car, a man and woman rose too. Evelyn and Fred Winters, shipping clerk and his wife, returning to their little house in Ilford.
Careful, dear. It's dark on the platform.
You might go first, even if you are married to me.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Yes, of course. All right, Evelyn. Come along now. Train will take you on with it.
You'd like that, I expect.
No, we had a nice evening. You're tired now. You wouldn't talk like that. Well, let's walk. I'm a trifle chilly.
He's a patient man, this Fred Winters. He always manages to find excuses for his wife's nagging, but then Evelyn's a bit younger than Fred and quite good-looking in a rather daring manner, you know. One of those tall, vividly colored girls, excellent figure, which she displays to advantage. Of course, all this was lost on the two men who left the train at the opposite end of the car for Mr. and Mrs. Winters. They stood on the platform for a minute or two, stamping their feet. And the Winters disappeared up the tree-lined street. For a moment or two, the two men followed. Apparently, they'd come to a decision. Whatever it was, it doesn't matter. It was never carried out. They heard. And they ran up the street in the dark, past a single street light to where Evelyn Winters stood and Fred Winters lay.
Someone ran out of the driveway. Then Fred fell. Oh, he's all over blood. He's dead. He's dead.
Oh, he was dead, all right. He was quite thoroughly dead, as Inspector Bell put it. It's the man Scotland Yard placed in charge of the case.
Nasty wounds. Eh, Doctor?
Very nasty, Inspector. 6 of them. Any one could have been fatal. All very deep through clothing and overcoat.
Then we're looking for a man, Doctor. A man with a lot of strength and a knife.
Now it begins. The long, slow, painstaking piecing together of a puzzle. Someone with a good deal of strength wielded the 6-inch knife. Step 1. So far, so good. Step 2.
Yes?
I'm Inspector Bell, Mrs. Winters. We met last night near the station.
Yes, I remember. Come in, won't you? I expect you want to ask some questions.
The questions. They'll begin as soon as the widow and the detective inspector are seated in the tiny front room of a shabby little semi-detached house. The inspector glances around, sees no wealth here, that's certain. Dismissed money is the motive.
What did your husband do, Mrs. Winters?
Do? Oh, I see. He was a shipping clerk.
How old was he?
He said 48. I think he was closer to 52.
Did he see service?
Home guard. He was too old for the ground troops, and he had no skills for any of the technical services.
Did Mr. Winters have any enemies that you know of?
Freddie? Enemies? Oh, of course not. He never hurt a fly.
An excellent quality. Gentleness.
Gentleness? Oh, no, Inspector. Fred was meek. Meek and mild, as the old saying goes. Well, he loved me in his way.
There was more of the same, lots more, but nothing to indicate a reason for willful murder. Finally, the inspector decided to call it a day.
Well, I won't bother you any longer today. Oh, yes. If you decide to go away, or anything like that, let us know when and where, won't you, Mrs. Winters?
A considerate man, Inspector Bell, and wise. He had long experience. He never rushed a case or a situation. He knew well that there wasn't any use in that. He returned to the local police station, and there he found a woman and a man waiting for him.
The murder took place right in front of my house, sir.
Did you see anything, ma'am?
No, it was too dark. Our street is very badly lighted. But I heard running in my driveway. Then it sounded like scuffling out front. I went to the window and heard a woman, half whisper, "Don't. Oh, don't."
Then she was frightened?
No, sir.
How's that?
It wasn't fright, sir. It was like she was begging someone she knew not to do something. Then I heard running away again, going away. And after that, the screaming.
You're certain the woman was not frightened?
I'm positive, sir. If I'd felt she was.
A tiny bit of testimony, very tiny. Would it stand up in court? How would it impress a jury? What would a good defense counsel do with it on cross-examination? Well, it was weak, but it was interesting. Quite interesting. And there was a man waiting at the station house for Inspector Bell with a woman. The man introduced himself.
I'm Stanley Winters, Inspector. Fred was my brother. I don't want to get anybody into trouble, sir, but there are a few facts my sister-in-law may forget to mention. Women are like that at times.
Facts? Such as, Mr. Winters?
There's a man who disliked my brother intensely. A ship's steward, James Davis.
And the cause of this dislike?
My brother threw him out of the house.
For what reason?
Fred thought that this Davis was, making passes at Evelyn. Fred mentioned it to me once or twice.
Your brother must have been fairly sure to take such action. Incidentally, what was this Davis doing in the house in the first place?
We knew Evelyn's family as a boy. He was quite friendly with Fred and Evelyn at first. Went off on a holiday with them to Brighton. Between sailings it was. Then he moved in. Fred had a spare room and could use the money. But after a while, Fred didn't like Davis's attitude towards Evelyn, so he threw him out.
Is there anything else, Mr. Winters?
Nothing I can think of, sir. This was just a point I thought you ought to know.
Thank you, Mr. Winters. We'll probably be in touch with you. Good night.
Good night.
Sergeant? Yes, sir. Pick up order, Sergeant, for James Davis, ship's steward. Check crew lists of all lines carrying passengers or using stewards. And don't let Mrs. Winters learn that we know about this Davis. Not yet, at any rate.
Beg pardon. You James Davis, steward aboard the Morania?
I am. So what?
I'm from Scotland Yard. My credentials.
What do you want with me?
I'd like to have a talk with you before your ship sails. Sailing date's 3 days off, we understand.
That's right. What do you want to talk with me for?
A friend of yours has been killed. Name of Fred Winters.
What? Freddie? Dead? How? Where?
The inspector will tell you all that. Shall we go now, Davis? I've seen your first officer already. He knows what's going on. This is James Davis, Inspector.
How do you do, Mr. Davis?
Well, not so good. What with the news and all. Who killed Freddie, Inspector?
We'd like to find out. Perhaps you can help us. Sit down, won't you?
Thanks.
Yes, Sergeant, take care of Mr. Davis' overcoat. Hang it up in the outer office for him.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. It is a bit warm in here.
And, Sergeant, deliver this note to Dr. Arnold, will you?
Yes, sir.
Now then, Mr. Davis, perhaps you'll tell
Yes, Mr. Davis, perhaps you will tell us where you were last night between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m.
I was with Evelyn Winters' family. I've known them since I was a boy.
Well, that fits with Stanley Winters' story, doesn't it? And what about Evelyn Winters and Fred, Mr. Davis? You knew them well, didn't you?
Matter of fact, Inspector, I had a room with them. Until poor old Freddie got the idea that Evelyn and I were a bit too friendly. It wasn't true, naturally, sir. But I figured it'd be better all round if I cleared out. So I did.
Perfectly natural. Don't cause your childhood friend any trouble. If her husband is jealous, live somewhere else. So simple, so proper. It was just about then that the telephone on the inspector's desk added its voice to the situation.
Inspector Bell here?
Arnold speaking. Bill, you've got good eyes. Sergeant Holloway is here with a fellow's overcoat. He gave me your note. I made only the first test, but there's no doubt in my mind. That stain you spotted on the sleeve, it's blood, all right. No question about it.
Well, today you can find that sheath knife, among other honored exhibits, in the Black Museum.
In
In just a moment, we will continue with The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles.
Would you care for a touch of international chicanery? Orson Welles portrays the roguish crook Harry Lime, a clever thief, continually in the middle of an international hijinks. Be with him each week as he darts back and forth across the line of the law. Be in on his sophisticated plans, which always end with someone getting conned. Join KUOW Thursday evenings at 9:30 as we present The Lives of Harry Lime. But hang on to your radio. You may have that by Friday morning.
Now we continue with The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles.
They kept what they knew from Jimmy Davis and from Evelyn Winters. Scotland Yard has a habit of not breaking news until they're certain of the facts. And blood on the cuff of an overcoat is only one fact. The rest was guessing. That's not enough. They drew other items from Jimmy Davis that day before they finished with his overcoat and with him.
As I said, Inspector, I spent the evening with Evelyn's family. I've been doing that during my time ashore for years. I left them about 11 o'clock. It was something of a problem getting back to London. The trains out Manor Parkway aren't very frequent after 11. When I finally made it back to Victoria Station, the last train out my way was gone. I didn't have the cab fare, so I walked all the way home. Didn't get in until after 2 in the morning.
Quite straightforward, very logical, honestly told. To Inspector Bell, it seemed, well, just a little too honest. He asked Jimmy Davis to wait around a bit, and then he consulted with Sergeant Holloway.
A railway map, Sergeant. Here's the line that runs out to Manor Park.
He was there, sir. Mrs. Winter's family confirmed that. And the time Davis said he left them.
If there were anything to our idea, he'd never tell us about it if they couldn't confirm it. But he must have known it was a problem, as he said, to get back to London.
Well, how does that fit, sir?
He could have left a little earlier, but he didn't. Now, look here, on the map.
Yes, look closely, Sergeant. What do you see? The inspector's pointing.
Ilford. The next stop after Manor Park, going toward London. I see what you mean, Inspector.
It might be quite simple. Board a train at Manor Park with a ticket for London, hop off the next stop, Ilford, knowing that Fred and Evelyn Winters will be on the midnight train down from London, wait in a dark driveway. Yes, it might be quite simple. The inspector thinks so, too.
I think we'll ask Davis to stay here a day or two. His ship doesn't sail until day after tomorrow. Meanwhile, Sergeant, we'll get ourselves a warrant, and you can give his lodgings a thorough going over.
Sergeant Holloway took 3 men with him and gave Jimmy Davis his furnished room a very thorough going over.
Take everything apart, men. Put it all back together again so the fellow won't know we've been here. We're looking for any article of clothing with a trace of blood on it. And for a knife about 6 inches long. Also, watch for evidence of Davis's associations with women.
3 points. Blood, a knife, and women. On point 1...
everything's clean. He must have missed the stain the inspector spotted on his overcoat.
On point 2...
nothing. Absolutely nothing to indicate the man ever touched a knife.
And as for point 3...
it's a gold mine, Inspector. Davis had a special box full of letters. I didn't take the time to read them. One look at the signature on all of them was enough.
Ever yours, Evelyn.
nice, but interesting. Darlingest, I can't explain it. I looked up digitalis in a medical dictionary at the library. It's a cumulative poison. Put it in Freddie's tea, but it had no effect. He just complained, but it tasted.
I've given it to him for a week now. I'm afraid to make the doses any larger. But I'll think of something else because I cannot live without seeing him. I took an electric bulb and broke it and powdered the glass. Freddie likes lots of sugar and I never use sugar. Maybe this will work. I think he suspects I'm up to something. The glass didn't work either. Be patient, darling. He'll never give me a divorce.
But I'll find a way. No one will ever suspect. There must be a way. We've got to be together, and we shall be as we were once, only without fear. Ever yours, Evelyn.
Nice girl, wasn't she? Poison, powdered glass. Ever yours, Evelyn. Inspector Bell called in Sergeant Holloway.
Yes, sir?
The letters. They'll go fine in court after we put the two of them together someplace and after we've found the weapon.
David says he hasn't seen her in months, and she insists on the same thing.
In one of the letters, she mentions meeting him at a tea room in the city. I'll cover that. You get down to Southampton to the Morania. Talk to the crew. Get everything you can on Davis. Check?
Yes, sir. Check.
In the tea room, Inspector Bell found an obliging waitress with an excellent memory.
Tall, you say, sir? Auburn hair? Greenish eyes? Oh, now let me think a minute, sir. Yes, there was a woman comes in here, very good looking. If you like that kind of colouring.
Many men do?
Well, one man does. The one that comes in here with this woman. Afternoons mostly, from early tea. He's young. Oh, younger than she is, that's my guess. Well, very nice looking.
Have you heard any names?
Once, it was... Yes, once I heard her call him Jimmy, darling.
I see. Tell me, have they been in here recently? Say, in the last day or so?
Oh, I think so. I seem to remember... Yes, the day before yesterday it was.
Do you think you know them again? In a crowd, perhaps?
Yes, sir. I'm sure now. Why, sir? Are they in trouble with the police? I wouldn't want to put nobody in trouble, not if I could help it.
In trouble with the police? Well, a little. Just a little. If you call a growing sum of evidence in a murder case trouble. And it was growing. Sergeant Holloway went to Southampton.
I gather from some of the other men that Davis was never too sociable, right? Ever show you any of his hobbies?
Well, he didn't have any that I know of.
Not, say, wood carving or anything like that?
Oh, I never saw him use a knife on wood.
Oh, he owned a knife.
Oh, yes, sir. Slick-looking blade it was. Carried it in a sheath on his belt. He liked to keep it pretty sharp, too.
I see. Well, thank you, Carter. Thank you very much.
But there are two themes here. They must be resolved together. A woman who followed the pattern of a sly, careful poisoner. A man who once owned a sheath knife. The planning of a careful crime. The execution of a crime of violence. Did the two themes come together on that midnight street in Ilford? Was Jimmy Davis waiting behind the hedges? Did Evelyn Winters know he was there? Know that she was leading her husband to his death? There were answers to these questions somewhere. Inspector Bell went quietly and methodically about the business of getting those answers.
I'm glad you could come in to see us, Mrs. Winters. I've been hoping you'd be able to help us.
Is that so, Inspector? I wish I could help you.
My office is just along this hall. Yes, we're rather up a tree, and a most difficult kind of case. Unless we can find someone with a motive somewhere, it may go unsolved. Oh, there's Sergeant Holloway.
Sergeant Holloway?
Yes, you remember him. He's working with me. He may have a question or two. There he is, in this office with the glass panel door, talking to someone.
Oh, no. Jimmy.
Come in a minute, Mrs. Winters.
No. No, I won't. I know the man Sergeant Holloway is talking to. He knows me.
Yes, Mrs. Winters? We know he knows you.
Jimmy told you?
I asked the question, Mrs. Winters. Are you in love with Jimmy Davis? Did you plan to kill your husband that night in Ilford?
Oh.
We know a lot, Mrs. Winters. We want to know. If you held your husband while Davis stabbed him, did you decoy your husband? Did you tell Davis to be there? How long have you been in love with him? How long have you tried to...
Questions. They came thick and fast. Now, the inspector took her into his office. The stenographer waited. She was warned, and the questions poured out around her as she sat there, pinioned by the inspector's quiet voice. Until...
All right, I'll tell you. I was in love with Jimmy, but I didn't plan the murder. Jimmy did that. He did it on his own. He jumped out to the driveway and struggled with poor Freddie. Fred fell down. Jimmy ran away. I had nothing to do with it. Nothing.
A nice girl, a really nice girl with willpower. They showed her the letters in her own handwriting, but she stuck to her story.
I had nothing to do with it. Nothing.
And Jimmy Davis was still in love with this woman. Jimmy denied the letters, too.
Evelyn didn't know a thing. I waited for them. I wanted to make Fred give her a divorce. He tried to hit me, and we fought. I used the knife. It was self-defense, but I got scared. I threw the knife into the sewer grating and ran away. Evelyn didn't know a thing. We didn't see each other for months.
What about the waitress who'll identify you, Jim Davis? What about your buddy and his story of the sharpening of the knife? What about the letters? What about the woman? Is she worth it?
Evelyn didn't know a thing. She had nothing to do with it.
All right, Davis. It's no use. You'll be tried together, and the chances are you'll hang together.
Well, that's the story. That's how they wound up the case. And today, in case you're interested, you'll find that sheath knife in the Black Museum.
Orson Welles will be back with you in just a moment. Here in person is Orson Welles.
Murder is always ugly. And in this case, the motive was heedless, reckless passion. And the ugliness was amplified by the long planning, the cruelty, and finally, by the end of the story, Evelyn Winters died badly, unable even to manage the numbness of fatality which comes to so many murderers on the scaffold. She collapsed, had to be carried to the gallows, supported there by two jailers. The hangman, by the way, resigned his job shortly afterwards. And to the end, despite the letters, despite the evidence, Jim Davis tried to take all the blame on himself. But justice and death both were equal in this case. And the sheath knife remains in its customary place in Scotland Yard, in the Black Museum. Now, until next time, till another story about the Black Museum, I remain, as always, obediently yours.
The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles, is presented by arrangement with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Radio Attraction. The program is written by Ira Marion, with music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.
This is Orson Welles, speaking from London. The Black Museum. A museum of death. Yes, here in the grim stone structure on the Thames, which houses Scotland Yard, is a warehouse of homicide, where everyday objects, a cotton reel, a tobacco pouch, a bootlace, all are touched by murder. Here's a shopping bag. Faded green canvas, square in shape, large enough to envelop a human head. There you are, sir. Would Madame like to take it? No? Nothing inside now. These wisps of blonde hair were found inside by the experts in the police laboratory, but that was a long time ago. Who did the hair belong to? Well, there was no doubt about that.
This is Vera Dawson's hair, Inspector. Victim number 5, eh?
Yes.
She's been in the habit of bleaching her hair for years. That's why it probably came out fairly easily.
And the pathetic blonde hairs proved that the canvas shopping bag had been used to suffocate their owner, victim number 5. That is why the bag has earned its place today in the Black Museum.
From the annals of the Criminal Investigation Department of the London Police, we bring you the dramatic stories of the crimes recorded by the objects in Scotland Yard's Gallery of Death, the Black Museum.
Here we are in the Black Museum. Beyond these stone walls, London throbs and is alive. But within these closely guarded precincts, all is silence, death. It's quiet, very quiet. Come with me under the frieze of death masks. The masks of criminals of bygone days, suspended grimly below the ceiling. They were collected at a time when the forensic theorists believed that a composite face made up of the dominant characteristics of hundreds of criminal features would resolve into a picture of the typical criminal. But in 1913, the experts decided that the masks presented nothing different from your face or mine, the average law-abiding citizen. Did you say something? Up there, you know that face. Yes, it's Heinrich Himmler, the German Gestapo chief. That mask was taken a few hours after he bit into a phial of potassium cyanide as he stood before his British captors at Lüneburg. And perhaps you may feel easier if you keep your eyes lowered as we pass along the rows of inanimate objects, each one marked with the names of the killer and the killed. Some of the exhibits are labeled with more than 2 names. Here we are. We've arrived at the shopping bag. 1 killer, Stanley Haynes. 5 victims, including his wife, who is his second on the list. Here's the bag, insignificant in itself, but terrifying when considered in relation to its history. And its history is bound up with the story of the man who used it. Stanley Haynes, one-time bank clerk, petty thief, junk merchant, murderer, hanged by his shopping bag. But let's go back to join him in his junk shop. It's located in Wildron Street, North London. The place belonged to his wife's first husband. The district is poor, the shop is dusty, crammed with litter. Mrs. Edith Haynes, a semi-invalid, is confined to a bed in the living quarters upstairs. Haynes himself just lighted the gas lamp in the shop. The feeble yellow rays are reflected back from the November fog which presses darkly against the windows. The light is dim. But to a young girl, Patricia Wilson, is a beacon to which she turns for guidance.
Oh, my word, what a night. I wonder if you can help me.
Well, if I can.
I'm a stranger here, and I'm looking for 71 Wildron Street. I can't see the numbers on the doors. My torch has given out.
This is number 22. You'll find 71 to the left on the other side of the road.
Oh, tell.
Fog's getting thicker, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm afraid it is.
You'll have a job to find the house you're looking for.
Oh, no. I promised to go and see my girlfriend there. I wish I hadn't. It was quite clear when I left home.
Have you come far?
Only from Vauxhall, and I bet.
Well, perhaps I can fix it, George, for you.
Oh, I'll be ever so glad. If you do happen to have a spare bulb, that'd do it. Here's the torch.
Yeah.
Here. Let go my arm.
What's your name?
Here, let me go. I'll hit you again if you don't take your hands off me.
You would you? You come here.
Help!
You little idiot.
Oh, you're choking me.
Edith, how did you get down here?
Who is this girl? Take him away. He tried to kill me.
Don't be absurd. She's only just come in.
Look in that shopping bag and pull yourself together. Hey, let me get out of here. No, wait. I'm his wife. I want to know what happened.
Breathlessly, the frightened girl explained. Haynes stood silent. His wife listened, horrified. The girl finished her story.
What to do, Sam?
I've nothing to say except I'm sorry.
So I should think. But you're not getting away with this. I'm going to report it to the police. But you're not safe. Oh, please. Now, please, for my sake, don't take it any further. I think it would kill me if the police came. She's fainting. Hold her up.
Take it easy, Edith. I've got you.
I'm all right. Well, she's ill. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Go and get a doctor. Oh, no, I don't want anybody. Oh, please tell me you won't make trouble. Well, for your sake, then, I won't tell anyone. Thank you. Hope it didn't hurt you too much. No, I'm feeling better now. More shocked than anything else. Would you like to say anything? Not a word.
In her efforts to avoid a scandal, Edith Haynes had signed her own death warrant. Police intervention at this stage might have prevented her husband from following the path which leads to the scaffold. As it was, Patricia Wilson kept her promise and nothing happened. The weeks passed, and slowly in the dark mind of Stanley Haynes, strange ideas began to take shape. The brief encounter had triggered off a demon that must be satisfied. And at last, the fatal opportunity presented itself in the comely form of a Miss Sylvia Parks, age 27.
Good evening. Can I see the second-hand dolls pram you got advertised in the window?
Yes, it's at the back of the shop if you'd like to have a look.
My sister's little girl. She's 8 tomorrow and I can't afford much.
Oh, well, this is a bargain. I only picked it up 2 days ago. There it is.
Oh, what? I don't think much of that. I thought there was a catch.
Oh, you have a good look at it. You won't do better for the money.
Oh, no. There's one for painting. Here. What are you doing? Oh.
This time there was no noise to attract the attention of the invalid upstairs. With one powerful hand over his victim's mouth, Haynes reached for the canvas shopping bag. Slipping it over her head, he drew the cords tight. And there was silence.
That stopped her. I must get her out of sight. Gently does it. Edith mustn't hear. Now, loosen the floor post by the back door. I must put it down quickly.
Sylvia Parks disappeared into the 4-foot cavity between the foundations of the building and the floorboards above the ground floor. But although Mrs. Haynes may have heard nothing upstairs, she must have sensed the horror below. Quite suddenly, before her husband could replace the boards, she appeared at the door, leaning heavily on her stick for support.
What's that?
What is that?
Nothing happened. Why the devil you creep up on me? I can't stand it. Get back where you belong.
You've done something.
Get out.
What are you doing down there?
I thought I smelled gas. I've been looking at the pipes.
There's a woman's hat on the floor. Where is she?
Get out!
She's down there. I could see her foot.
Edith Haynes lay silent in death beside the body of Sylvia Parks. And what of the murderer? Was the demon satisfied? Seems that for the moment he was. According to Haynes' own story, he took himself off that night at the local public house. Felt that he needed company. Live company.
All right. If it isn't the old junk man himself. How's business, chum?
Business is fine.
Well, you wouldn't think so looking at that shop of yours. It looks like a blooming morgue. Why don't you give it a good clear out, eh?
If you'll look after your own affairs, I'll attend to mine.
All right, I was only kidding. Here, have a drink.
Now. Yes, I will. I'll have a large scotch.
Oh, getting your own back, eh? All right, I asked for it. Large scotch for Mr. Ames, please, Sally.
Okay, celebrating, are you?
Yes, I'm celebrating.
Here, how's that wife of yours? Is she any better?
My wife? Oh, yes, she's much better now.
Oh, I'm glad about that. She used to be a regular in here when she was married to... Well, I've known her a long time, of course.
Yes, longer than I have.
Well, tell her Joe was looking after her, will you? Me and the missus have promised to come round and see her one night.
Oh, well, didn't you know she's going to stay with her married sister in Birmingham?
Has she? I never knew she had a sister up there.
Oh, yes.
Oh, well, here's your drink. Bottoms up. Now I see why you're out on the loose.
Oh, cheerio. Yes, I needed that.
Whoa, it's not much fun living on your own, is it? Oh, I'm as miserable as sin when my missus pops over to see her mother. Still, it's better than having the old ma popping round to see us. Oh, not that I don't like it.
It's not much fun living on your own. Hames discovered that in spite of the fact that he was not exactly alone in his dark little shop. There were too many shadows. The mice playing amongst his shabby merchandise would startle him. But without money, there was no escape. So he decided to let the back bedroom, and he advertised it discreetly in a small journal which was not circulated in his home district. His lodger would have to be a complete stranger, and so he turned out to be. But he couldn't escape from the faded canvas shopping bag, which has earned its place so well in the Black Museum. We returned to Stanley Hames in his shop at 22 Wildern Street. The advertisement for a room to let has produced its result, and the back bedroom is occupied by a short, middle-aged man with square shoulders and wary eyes. He calls himself George Smith, which is as good as any other name, but Hames is suspicious. The lodger never ventures out except for brief moments during the hours of darkness. He behaves like a man who has something to hide. And Stanley Hames, now desperately short of money, decides to cash in on his opportunity.
Who's there?
Only me. Want to speak to you.
What do you want? I hope you find the room comfortable.
Suits me.
Yes, it's well tucked away, isn't it? Nobody would look for you here.
What are you getting at?
Nothing. But I'm afraid I've got to increase your rent.
Ah, it's like that, is it?
Yes, it is. I'm no fool.
You dirty little runt, I could break you in half.
Think so? I've got strong hands, you know. And if I did happen to disappear, things would become even more complicated for you, wouldn't they?
I don't know what the devil you're talking about.
Well, I'm increasing your rent from £1 a week to £5 a week.
Oh, and you thieving
If you don't like it, you can get out.
I see. All right. I'll give you 3 quid. That's my limit.
It's 5 all out. For 5, you get food and protection.
So you found out who I am, eh?
Yes.
Okay. I'll take your turn. Here's your purse, Father.
The bluff has worked. Hames had no idea that his lodger was, in point of fact, Gary Saunders, a wanted man. His partner had squealed on him following a vicious case of robbery with violence. Now every policeman in the country was on the lookout for him. But how infinitely safer he would have been in jail. As it was, his hush money restored Hames to his old self, and once again, the demon started working. Towards the end of January, the murderer met a painted lady who agreed to visit his home. It was during the night that Smith, alias Saunders, was awakened sharply from an uneasy slumber. He jumped from his bed, crossed the narrow landing, and burst into the room which he knew Hames occupied. It was a pretty clear case of murder.
By heavens, take that thing off her head. How dare you come in here? Take that bag over. Get out of the way. Stop. Stop. You pay for this. She's dead. You've killed her. Yes. She's dead, isn't she? But who did it? You or me? What do you mean, you murdering devil?
I happen to have a clean record. My word will carry more weight than yours, I imagine.
Oh, you'd frame me, would you?
You're not fit to live, Ames. Why, Sandra, I'm going to get the police. I'll take what's coming to me. But you're going to swing for this. I don't think so. Drop that knife. I'm not going to speak for you or anybody else. Nobody knows she was here and nobody knows you're here.
Get back. Now.
Oh, don't do it. I told you I had strong hands. You didn't think I was strong enough, did you? Now you've learned your lesson. I can't be beaten.
Sylvia Parks, Edith Hames, the unknown lady who was subsequently identified as a Mrs. Doris Luke, and Gary Saunders. 4 victims. And to avoid the trouble of dragging the last 2 down the stairs to the burial ground under the shop floor, Hames shut them away in a cupboard in the bathroom. After that, he cleaned up and discovered nearly 2,000 pounds in notes which Saunders had hidden away in his back bedroom. This decided him to take what he considered to be a well-earned holiday. But before he went, he added yet another victim to his list, Vera Dawson, of the bleached hair. We don't know how she was lured into his death shop, but we do know that she left some of her hair inside the canvas shopping bag. And at this point, I will hand you over to a young man who was the key witness in the case against Mr. Hames. He's Mr. Peter Johnson.
My wife and I were the unfortunate couple who rented the Hames shop. When we met him, he seemed to be just an ordinary sort of chap. He told us he'd redecorated the whole place and was going off to Birmingham to join his wife.
Well, for years, you know. Her sister's been very good, but I've decided to find a little place in the country for her.
Well, that's probably the best thing.
As you see, the shop's empty now, and I've cleared all my old stuff out, and I think it looks quite nice and bright, don't you?
Oh, yes. I think it's just what we've been looking for, don't you, Peter?
There you are, Mr. Hames. The wife likes it. We're in.
Oh, good. I'm sure you'll be very happy.
You wanted 6 months' rent in advance, I believe.
That's right.
I'll write you a check now.
You haven't got cash?
Oh, not for that amount, but the check won't bind.
Oh, no, of course not.
Well, here it is. It's all ready for you. We really made up our minds to take the place yesterday, you see, but, well, Julie wanted to come back today just to make sure.
Well, I know you're going to be happy here. We've been happy. Here are the keys. Now I'll leave you to sort things out on your own.
It was 4 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, so Stanley Hames was fortunately unable to cash the check as the banks were then closed until the Monday morning. In the meantime, Peter and Julie Johnston were having a busy weekend. They camped in the front bedroom for the night, and early on Sunday, the young wife was measuring the floors for carpeting, while her husband was fixing a glass-fronted cabinet in the bathroom.
What's the matter, darling?
Oh, I've hit my finger with a hammer.
Oh, have you hurt yourself?
No, just flattened my first finger. Oh, but, this is funny.
I'm glad you're cheerful about it.
No, I mean the wall here.
Don't do that, Peter. You're marking the paper.
It's hollow. There must have been a cupboard here, and old Hames has covered it in for some reason.
I say, we could do with a cupboard. There isn't one in the whole place.
Well, there's one here, all right. But, I'd have to redo the wall if I opened it up.
Oh, you'd better leave it then.
Just pass me that chisel. There's a sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. I'll just open a little hole and see how big it is inside. It might not be worth opening the whole thing.
Oh, careful. Perhaps Mr. Hames will be angry if he comes back and finds what you've done.
Oh, don't worry about him. I've paid him enough rent anyway. Here it comes. Good. Now, give me the torch, will you?
Here you are.
Thanks. Hey, there's bags of room behind here. We'll soon see it.
Oh, Peter. Peter, what is it?
I think I'm going to be ill.
Oh, darling.
Get out of here. Go on. Right outside.
Why? Why?
I can't talk. Just get right out into the street. Quick, come on.
The police were on the spot within a matter of minutes. As their cars roared into Wildren Street in answer to Peter Johnston's call, curtains fluttered in front windows, and a growing crowd appeared quickly outside number 22.
Are you Mr. Johnson, sir?
Yes, that's right. This is my wife.
I'm Inspector Denton. Perhaps the lady had better stay out here while you show us the way up.
Yes, sir, of course.
I gather you took possession yesterday.
Yes, I only wish we'd never seen the place. This is the bathroom. Have a look through that little hole in the wall.
Right. Give me your torch, Robert.
Yes, sir.
Ah. Let's see. Whew. Well, I've seen a few things in my time, Mr. Johnson, but this is about my lot. I understand why you're so upset.
This is the worst, is it, sir?
I'll say it is. There's 3 of them in here. A man and 2 women. You better go down to your wife while we take the whole wall down, Mr. Johnson. We haven't seen the half of it yet.
In point of fact, the inspector had seen rather more than half of it. The bodies of Sylvia Parks and Edith Haynes were discovered under the shop floor a few hours later. By that time, the whole building was being methodically opened up. Floors were lifted, chimneys explored, the foundations and a small patch of garden were being dug, and the word went out to get Stanley Haynes.
We managed to obtain a photograph of him from one of his neighbors, but we were dealing with a wily customer. Even before he knew the chase was on, he'd shaved the top of his head, which gave the impression of baldness, and he put on horns and spectacles, which completely changed his appearance. He heard on the radio that the balloon had gone up sooner than he expected, and by then he was well away from London. Those notes which Jerry Saunders got on his last job, Superintendent, I've got the numbers.
Good. And there's no possibility of the money being hidden away in 22 Wilton Street?
No, sir.
No.
Ames got it all right, and it won't be long before he starts passing some of it.
Yeah, we better notify every area in the country. As soon as one of those notes is traced, we'll be on the Haynes trail. He might be in disguise, or he might be lying low. But he's got to spend money, and that's how we're going to find him.
For obvious reasons, no mention of the money was disclosed in the press. So Stanley Haynes was unaware that he was carrying his own death sentence in the canvas shopping bag, which also contained his spare clothing. Yes, he had taken the bag with him. Perhaps it had a morbid fascination. Perhaps he thought he might use it again. But anyway, it made a convenient carrier. Convenient for him and, as it transpired, convenient for the police.
Days after the murders were discovered, I had a call from a young lady named Patricia Wilson. She told me how the previous November she'd been caught out in a fog and gone into the Haynes junk shop for directions. She told me how he'd attacked her and how his wife had pleaded that she shouldn't report it to the police.
Oh, I made a terrible mistake. But I had to come and tell you.
We're very grateful to you, Miss Wilson. Now, if you can cast your mind back, I'd like you to try and tell me every little detail of what happened and what was said.
Well, the first words are really that Mrs. Haynes speaks sounded sort of funny and out of place.
Oh, how was that?
He got one hand on his throat when she come in, and while he was fiddling about with something over my head. She said to him, she said, "Stop waving that shopping bag and pull yourself together," she said.
I see. You suppose he was trying to pull the bag over your head?
Oh, my goodness, I never thought of that.
What sort of bag was it?
Green canvas thing, the string round the top.
You traced anything like it amongst the stuff he disposed of, Inspector?
No, sir. No bags or cases.
Yeah, and it's just possible he might still have the bag with him. Better add that to the general description.
Yes, sir. Right away.
A detail, a flimsy possibility. But every step had to be taken that might help to trace the murderer. Then, after nearly a week of suspense, the first stolen note was reported right in London. Haynes had come back to hide amongst the teeming millions in the great city. The search was concentrated now, and after 9 days on the run, Haynes was caught. It was the canvas bag which attracted the attention of a plainclothes officer. It made him concentrate on the man's face. And, taking a chance, he approached him.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
I'm a police officer. I'm sorry to trouble you, but I wonder if you'd just remove those glasses for a moment.
All right. There you are.
Are you Stanley Haynes?
No, you've made a mistake.
Perhaps you'd come along to the station with me. We may not keep you for long.
Suppose I refuse.
I'll still have to take you.
Okay.
Haynes went like a lamb, and once inside the station, he readily admitted his identity. The murderer was found, and the chase was over. All because of a faded green canvas shopping bag, which has earned its place today in the Black Museum.
Orson Welles will be back with you in just a moment.
Hames was a killer because it was his desire to kill. Except in the case of his one male victim, he killed coldly and ruthlessly. He had no pity. In fact, as we know, he would celebrate his murders. At his trial, he was obviously pleased to be the center of attraction, and for some reason he confessed to every detail relating to his first 4 murders. But with regard to his 5th victim, Vera Dawson, he would say nothing. But the evidence was in the back.
This is Vera Dawson's hair, Inspector. Victim number 5, eh? Yes. She's been in the habit of bleaching her hair for years. That's probably why it came out fairly easily.
So Stanley Hames went to the scaffold, and the pathetic blonde hairs lie beside the faded green shopping bag in the Black Museum. Now, until we meet again sometime in the same place, I tell you another story about the Black Museum. I remain, as always, obedient to you. This is Orson Welles, speaking from London. The Black Museum. Here in the grim stone structure on the Thames, which houses Scotland Yard, is a warehouse of homicide, where everyday objects, a flower pot, a coffee cup, a curtain rod, all are touched by murder. Here's a shilling. This is a familiar object, a shilling. It's a coin of the realm. So much silver alloyed with harder metals for purposes of wear, milled-edged, engraved with the face of a British sovereign. Very familiar object indeed.
It's a lucky piece, all right, Inspector.
Lucky for you, Bob.
That's just what I mean, sir.
Shillings don't buy much these days. But this one bought plenty.
Now, The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles.
Well, here we are, in the Black Museum, Scotland Yard's Museum of Murder. Now, here's a small radio. Made for entertainment, for obtaining all the sounds that reach out through the ether to your ear, sing for joy, for pleasure, but note the little wires protruding here, connected to the switch that turned this little sound box on. The man turned that knob, as was his habit. The little extra wires conducted current to an explosive. The man died. Later, he was followed to death by his murderer. Ah, yes, here we are. Here's the shilling. Subject of our story. It's untarnished still, gleaming silver. Without a doubt, it passed through many hands, reposed in pockets and purses. And then one day, a telephone rings. So many things are heralded by that sound. This one rings in an office in the yard. 2 men interrupt a desultory conversation. One of them picks up the instrument.
Inspector Graves' office. For you, Inspector. Thank you, Sergeant.
The inspector listens briefly, acknowledges the message, hangs up the telephone.
Well. Trouble, sir? Not yet. Just an interesting bit of information. Remember Joey Bart?
Dartmoor, isn't he?
Not after tonight.
Oh, is it that long since we sent him away?
Time off for good behavior. He gets out in the morning.
Wonder if Brother Davy knows.
The same idea crossed my mind. How do you suppose it feels, Sergeant? Then know your brother is getting out. When you've taken over his business, bar, band, and bottle club, and your brother believes you framed him into Dartmoor.
There's a word for it, sir. Uncomfortable.
That, of course, is an understatement, particularly when it's well known both to the underworld of London and to the police that Brother Joey has sworn to get Brother Davy as soon as such action is possible. Now, obviously, no self-respecting police force appreciates murder. Follows then that certain precautions must be taken.
Sergeant, will you arrange for a 24-hour detail to stay with Brother Joey from the moment he leaves the hospitality of Dartmoor tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
And advise the station house, which covers Brother Davy's rather disreputable club, that Davy is expecting company.
Yes, sir.
I'd rather like to be there, you know, when Joey tells his brother he wants the club back, and his share of the earnings of these past 6 years.
Yes, it must have been quite a meeting. Took place, of course. No question about that. In fact, no attempt was made to prevent it. The police knew when it happened. They knew exactly when Joey Bart walked past the uniformed doorman into the nightclub in question. They so reported to Inspector Graves. It was some 45 minutes later that his telephone rang once more.
Inspector Graves' office.
Detective Smythe here. The inspector available?
Just a moment. Smythe, Inspector. He's on the Bart matter. I'll take it. Yes, Smythe?
I'm in Davy Bart's office at the club, Inspector. He's dead.
Where's Joey?
Gone, sir. We saw him go in. We didn't see him get out.
No, a self-respecting police force does not appreciate murder. When the murder is committed while policemen are on watch outside the scene of the crime, it is appreciated even less, if possible. Therefore, action is required.
General alarm for Joey Bart. Description is available. Yes, sir. Close that club and hold the customers and staff until I get there. Let's go, Sergeant.
All the resources of a great police department spring to life. And soon the inspector and Sergeant Maxwell are at the scene, viewing the body of Davy Bart through the hole in its chest.
Yes, that's Bart, all right. All right, Smythe. Let's have it.
Well, that's just the way we found him, sir. Sprawled like that. Gun near him. Nothing's been touched except to check for fingerprints.
Pictures been taken?
Yes, sir.
Coroner been here?
Yes, sir.
All right, take him away. Sergeant. Very good, sir. Prints on the gun?
Only the dead man's. Just the one set. They're his.
Medical report?
Shot at close range. Powder burns. It's a .38 automatic.
I can see that. Anything else?
Well, there's a wall safe. It was searched.
What's this?
It's a shilling, sir.
What's it doing here?
It was lying there on the desk when we got in, sir. The lights were on and it was shining in the lamp.
Quite clear, wasn't it? A killing. An ex-convict disappeared, open and shut, simple. Still, the evidence must be collected with a view toward the eventual trial.
You're George Lyons.
Yes, sir?
You have a record.
Well, I went away once. 3 months. Attempted robbery.
Since then?
I worked for Mr. Bart.
Doing what?
Oh, sort of his assistant.
Yes, I know what you mean. All right. What happened here tonight?
Well, Joey came here, and the boss told me to let him in. Joey told the boss he needed money. The boss said he didn't have any. They started to argue. That was when the boss told me to wait outside, and I did.
Hear anything?
Oh, the place is soundproof, Inspector. The nearest thing.
Why did you come back inside?
I took a chance. Seemed like an awful long time when Joey didn't come out. I found him. The boss, I mean.
What do you know about this?
Hey, that's the boss's lucky piece. When Joey asked for money, the boss took it out of his pocket and told him it was all the money he had on him. That's when Joey said, I ought to kill you for that. Only your life ain't worth a shilling.
Build the case. Interview the employees. First the doorman.
Well, I was kind of surprised, Inspector. But Mr. Bart said let Joey in the club when he showed up.
Why?
Well, everybody knows, sir. Joey thought Mr. Bart framed him to get the club away from him.
So you let him in?
So I let him in.
See him leave?
No, sir. He must have gone out the back way, through that door. It leads out to the kitchen and the dressing rooms. There's a rear exit, sir, out in the alley behind.
Now it's the turn of the kitchen help. The man in the best position to notice anything is the second cook.
Yes, sir. That's my position, opposite the door.
Did you see anyone go by tonight?
Only waiters. And the girl in the show.
The girl in the show?
Yes, she has a dressing room in the hall. She sings.
Her name?
Miss Fair. Mitzi Fair.
Get the girl, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
You at your station all evening?
The chef, he called me over to taste his dressing. Only once. All the rest of the time I...
Yes, and you must have missed anyone who went through the hall during that time.
Well, it was only a minute or two.
Yeah, it would be enough. All right, leave a name and address for the constable on duty.
The henchman, Lyons, saw and heard nothing. The doorman was too far away. The kitchen help were too busy. Still, everyone seemed to have known that Joey Bart was there that night. Everyone, including the girl in the show.
You sing in the floor show, Miss Fair, is that it?
Well, I am the show, you might say. Or was.
Yes, was. The club is closed. You'll need another job.
Thanks for the 2 weeks' notice.
We can do without that. What do you mean, I am the show?
Well, I sing with the piano. When the band rests. There's no line, no comics. This place is too small.
I see. What's your background, Miss Fair?
It was the usual shabby story, the early ambitions, the voice that failed to make the big time, the small jobs to make a living, and the eternal hope for the break. Then the steady work in the club.
Any particular reason why Dave Barb kept you here so long?
If you mean what I think you mean, there was nothing like that.
Did you know his brother?
Well, in here. Davy talk about him. I came here after Davy took over.
Your dressing room is out there, off the hall.
If you can call a 6x8 rat trap a dressing room, yes.
Seeing a stranger tonight?
Not tonight.
Other nights?
Maybe. Maybe not. And if I had, I'd know better than to talk, Inspector. Davy operated within the law, as far as I know. But I've been around, Inspector. And if I knew anything, chances are my life wouldn't be worth that shilling.
You ever see it before?
Looks like any other to me.
I'm told it was Davy Bart's lucky piece.
Was it? Well, I wouldn't know. With me, a shilling's a shilling, and they don't come my way easy.
But today, the shilling can be found in the Black Museum.
In just a moment, we will continue with The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles.
Inspector Graves waited in his office at Scotland Yard for the report he knew was inevitable, that Joey Bart had been run to earth. This was routine. Meanwhile, he sifted facts with Sergeant Maxwell.
Nothing to it, Inspector. It's Joey. It couldn't be anyone else. Say that in court, and a smart lawyer will prove it could have been any one of a dozen people. Reasonable doubt, that's all.
But Joey said he'd get his brother once he got out.
That's not evidence, and you know it, Sergeant.
There's plenty of evidence of the gun, for instance.
Davy's gun, registered with only Davy's prints on it.
The doorman saw him go in. Lyons was there at the beginning of the fight. The open safe.
With nothing stolen. At least plenty of money in it, and Joey came for money.
He left by the back way.
Well, no one saw him. If no one saw him go out, they could have missed someone else coming in. Our case is full of holes, Sergeant. It's not the kind I want to go into.
You see, it's one thing to be certain in your own mind that someone committed murder. It's another thing to prove it in court, where your facts are subject to attack by lawyers, subject to the workings of 12 minds in a jury box, subject to the judge's interpretation of reasonable doubt. The inspector knew this. The telephone again. Perhaps this time.
Graves speaking.
Smythe here, Inspector. We found Bart. He's holed up in a tenement in the East End, 409 Allison. One of those places cut up into one-room flatlets. He's in the third floor rear.
Set the cordon, Smythe. Seal the place. Don't go in until I get there.
The quarry run to earth, his hole sealed, front and rear, by the cordon of police. The inspector arrives.
All under control, Smythe?
Yes, sir. He won't get out the back way this time.
Good enough. Let's go in.
A small, tight group gathers around the inspector. Smith, Maxwell, several uniformed constables, all are armed. They enter the ramshackle building, start up the rickety stairway. Somehow this place escaped the Holocaust of Hitler's bomb. It's old, dirty, dangerous. The landings are illuminated by fitful light from flickering yellow electric bulbs and fixtures that once held gas burners. At the third landing, the group stops. Splits up. Each man takes his station, one to each side of the doorway. The officer with a gun in position to shoot off the lock on the scaly door. The inspector with Sergeant Maxwell and Detective Smith facing the doorway.
Here it goes.
Who is it?
You know who it is, Bart. Police. Open up.
Come in, gentlemen. Come in.
Check him over, Sergeant.
Yes, sir. Nothing on him, Inspector. No weapon.
Very well.
I could have told you that. No guns for me, Inspector. I'm glad you got here first, though. I thought maybe it was some of Davy's boys with the same idea you have. But I didn't kill him. Not much sense killing the goose with the golden eggs, is there, Inspector?
They took him to the yard. Held for questioning, the record said. The questioning was sharp and to the point.
What did you get from your brother?
£100 to start.
That was all?
Oh, he argued first, but I got good and sore. Told him his life wasn't worth the shilling he threw at me.
We know about that.
Yeah, Georgia Lyons was still there. After that, Dave threw him out. Then I told Dave I could prove he'd framed me. He acted like he believed me. Told me I'd be a fool to take the club back after the way he'd built it up. Said he'd cut me in for plenty. He went to the wall safe, took out £100 and gave it to me as a down payment, sort of. Of course I took it. I took his shilling, too. Told him he'd get his luck back when I figured he was going to be a regular on the payoff.
You took his shilling?
Yeah, here. That's it. He had it since he was a kid. See that nick in it? He got that putting it on a railroad truck so as the train could run over it.
Sergeant, bring Lyons and the fair girl down here.
Yes, sir.
You see anybody in that back hall, Bart?
Nobody. Dave said to go out that way, and I did. I wanted a little privacy, you see. Your boys were with me all the way to the club from Dartmoor.
Did you hear anything in that hall?
Only the pans in the kitchen. Now, look, Inspector, I didn't kill him. Why should I? He was paying off. Nobody kills a guy who pays.
Maybe. Maybe not. Outside, Bart, and wait there. I'll see you again later.
An accommodating ex-convict, to say the least, and willing to talk his head off. The inspector was puzzled. This was not part of the usual pattern. The puzzle seemed deeper when Mitzi Fair told him.
That Shilling? No, that's not Davis. Davis was the one on the desk. I watched him play with it lots of times.
You're certain of that?
I'm sure. Positive.
And the puzzle seemed deeper still when George Lyons said.
Yeah, I remember now. That nick in the shilling. Hey, Inspector, if Joey had this shilling with him, who put the other one on the desk?
Know something, Lyons? The answer to that question could be very interesting. Very interesting indeed.
A whole new avenue of inquiry suddenly opened up. Suddenly became possible that Joey Bart had not been the last person to see his brother alive.
It's a matter of who is telling the truth about those coins, Sergeant. If Lyons and Bart are, then the girl is lying. If the girl is honest, then Lyons and Bart are both lying.
How do we find out, Inspector?
We take our time. And we let Joey go, for the time being. With a continuous watch on him, of course. Arrange for it, will you, Sergeant? I want a little quiet. I've got some thinking to do.
The inspector had his peace and quiet briefly. Shortly thereafter, he adjourned to the Padlock nightclub with Sergeant Maxwell and Detective Smith.
I saw him to provide wall-to-wall carpeting. I hate tearing up floorboards. Well, it helps the soundproofing. How are you coming along the wall, Smith?
Nothing hollow. Soundproof tiling under all the draperies.
Hello, here's something. Back of the couch, Inspector. Bobby pin, blonde. The singer's a blonde? Too bad she's not the only blonde in London. If she were, we'd have to prove she dropped it after Jerry left this office.
Nothing doing on the walls, Inspector. Next?
The desk. Take it apart if necessary.
Yes, sir.
Dave Bart looked too honest, Sergeant. There's a reason for soundproof offices. And if there's any record of that reason, it'll be here, someplace.
Well, the girl said something about visitors, back door visitors.
I know she did.
Hello. Here's something. False bottom to this drawer. It measures 6 inches deep on the outside and only 4.5 on the inside.
Sliding panel?
Probably. Sounds hollow enough. Here it is. The bottom slides back when you press this nail head. A couple of letters here. The record book.
Good work, Smith. Well, Mr. Bart was methodical. Record of payments to the witnesses who swore his brother into prison. Income from various enterprises. Letters. Well.
Enough there on the girl to keep her working for free the rest of her life.
To say the least.
Then it's the girl, Inspector.
Or Jerry. Or both. Or neither.
Lyons?
There's a great deal on him, too. His 90-day sentence seems to have covered up a small item which could have meant 10 years. Apparently, several people were interested in the sudden death of Mr. Dave Bart. Shut the drawer, Smith. Leave everything as it was, except for the papers. We'll take those. And as we leave, Sergeant, suppose you forget to snap the lock on the front door. Understand, Sergeant?
Yes, sir.
It was neat and simple. The bait, of course, was the contents of the drawer. 3 people were interested in what it contained. Given an open padlock, the opportunity to search, the magnet, which was the letters and records in that desk, should draw at least one person back to the room where someone had killed Dave Bart and left a shilling on the desk. The inspector waited. With him, Sergeant Maxwell and Detective Smith, a dozen assorted detectives and constables. They waited in the silent, darkened nightclub behind the door with its open padlock. They waited in the dark hallway near the kitchen, among the piled-up tables and chairs in the main room. They waited in the echoing, empty club. Waited for the sounds they knew would come. Sounds which did come when the safety of night shrouded the street outside.
The door, Inspector.
I heard it, Sergeant.
Crouched in the darkness, they heard the footsteps. Light, tentative. Then bolder, more confident, as eyes became accustomed to the gloom. A moment later...
Another one, sir.
Quiet, Sergeant.
The first intruder was aware of the second. More quickly now, the footsteps came into the main room of the club, crossed the dance floor. Suddenly, the second person broke into a run, caught up to the first.
Thought you'd come back, eh? Tried to pin it on me, did you, with a second shilling? You listened outside the door, didn't you? Back when I came through.
All right, Smith, the light.
What's all this?
All right, Bart. Miss Fair, we'll take over now.
Smart coppers, eh? Sitting in the dark, waiting, eh?
Take him over, Sergeant, take him over.
I told you once, Inspector, no guns for me. She's got one, though, in her bag. Try to sock me with it.
Well, Miss Fair, why did you plant that second shilling?
I knew George was in there. With Jamie, his crack about the shilling. I went in after George left. I wanted my letters. David made me miserable enough with them, and we argued. And he tried to threaten me with his gun. I grabbed for it, and it went off. I thought if there was a shilling, you'd think it was Joey.
Yeah, a woman. Every time it's a woman.
Never mind, Bart. You can tell that to your friend. Miss Fair, you're taken in charge. And the charge is murder.
And today, the shilling, which was the main clue in this case, can be seen in an honored position in the Black Museum.
Orson Welles will be back with you in just a moment. Now here in person is Orson Welles.
There was no premeditation, that was clear. And certainly there was provocation. Mitzi Fair went away convicted of manslaughter. Joey Bart eventually reopened the club, which had been his property in the first place. Seems to be going straight. Only time and the careful eye of the Metropolitan Police will know about that. Meanwhile, the Shilling, contributed by Joey Bart, remains in its customary place in Scotland Yard, in the Black Museum. Until next time, if we meet in the same place for another story about the Black Museum, I remain, as always, obediently yours.
The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles, is presented by arrangement with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Radio Attraction. The program is written by Ara Marion, with original music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.
This is Orson Welles, speaking from London. Here in the grim stone structure on the Thames, which houses Scotland Yard, is a warehouse of homicide, where everyday objects, a woman's purse, a man's glove, a child's shoe, all are touched by murder. This silencer was made to fit an army rifle, made for a killer, for striking unseen and unheard. In the dark, perhaps. Interesting little instrument, a scientific gadget to absorb sound, to change a sharp, cracking report into a muffled gasp.
I suppose I'm being rather subjective about this, Sergeant, but I find myself hating that silencer.
Yes, I understand how you feel, Inspector. A silencer, well, it's filthy, isn't it? It's something like a rattlesnake.
No, Sergeant, your simile is wrong. A rattlesnake gives warning before he strikes. He plays fair.
Today, that silencer can be seen here in the Black Museum.
From the annals of the Criminal Investigation Department of the London Police, we bring you the dramatic stories of the crimes recorded by the objects in Scotland Yard's Gallery of Death, the Black Museum. In just a moment, you will hear The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles. Now, The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles.
Scotland Yard's Museum of Murder. Here lies death, violent death, in many guises, the long history of a great number of very murderous deeds. On the shelves, on the tables, in the very air itself. Now, this elephant gun here, this was once used for hunting by a sportsman bred in the very best traditions. Later used to shoot a friend in the back. Ah, here we are, a silencer. Metal tubes within tubes, small and stubby, designed to swallow sound. There was a weapon, too, of course, but no one thought of a weapon or of a silencer the night Herbert and Josie Martin returned from a party to their new home in the equally new residential development in the suburbs of London.
Oh, it was a fine party, Josie, but I don't mind telling you I'm dead for sleep.
Oh, yes. Oh, I like the new neighbours, but business days are no time for housewarming.
At the rate these new houses are renting, we'll be going to house parties for weeks on end. Might as well make up our minds to it.
A man and his wife, tired in a pleasant sort of way, pleased at meeting their new neighbors and preparing for sleep. Normal, quiet, nice people in a new home. Nothing spectacular. No hint of headlines. No thought of death.
Sure the doors are locked, Herbert?
Mm-hmm, yes.
Oh, dear, please pull down the blind, because if it blows up during the night, it'll flap out the window and wake us, like last night.
Oh, all right. If you didn't insist on opening the windows from the top, Josie, the blinds wouldn't blow.
Oh. Herbert! Herbert, what is it? Herbert! What is it? What's taken you? Oh! Oh!
The man reaches up to pull down a window blind. The lighted lamp is behind him. A bullet stars the window pane. The man is dead. A short while later, a telephone rings in an office in Scotland Yard.
Inspector Foster here.
Sergeant Williams speaking, sir. There's a call come through from Hempstead Oval. Herbert Martin shot as he was pulling down the blind in his bedroom.
Anyone with him?
His wife, sir.
Any other witnesses?
No, sir, not at the moment.
Very well, Williams. Bring a car round and we'll have a look at the situation. I realize this has been a terrible shock, Mrs. Martin, but we need your help at once.
Oh, anything, Inspector. Anything at all.
Did your husband have any enemies that you know of?
Oh, no, no one. No one.
Any trouble in his business?
No, nothing, no.
What was his business?
Insurance. Accident, mostly. It was going on so well, that's how we could afford to move out here.
Then you've only come here recently?
3 months ago. We were one of the first tenants. It seemed such a nice place. Everything so new.
Questions and more questions. But there was obviously nothing Mrs. Martin could tell the inspector. All she knew was what she'd seen. One point puzzled him. The inspector came back to it several times.
And you're certain, Mrs. Martin, that you heard no shot?
No, nothing. Just the sort of noise of the glass, and then Herbert falls.
Well, it's possible, sir. At extreme range, the sound of the shot might have followed the arrival of the bullet.
Mrs. Martin?
No, I'm sure. I'd have noticed. I thought it made things so strange. There wasn't any sound. Just the hole in the window and my husband sort of crumpling up and falling.
Well, that's not much to go on. Perhaps the bullet will tell us something. Meanwhile, we'll do our best, Mrs. Martin. We'll try to do our best.
There was very little for the police to start on. A close scrutiny of Herbert Martin's life brought nothing to light. Martin's manner of living, the conduct of his business were exemplary. His friends, his business associates, his new neighbors, all had nothing but praise for Herbert Martin. Death had come out of the dark. This alone was ground for speculation, particularly among the neighbors. Sidney and Elizabeth Davis, brother and sister, were no exceptions.
I can't help think, Sidney. It's so peaceful here. And that poor man barely in his grave. Well, it is pleasant. Well, it would be if it... Only... Do you suppose his poor wife will keep the house now?
I doubt it. But perhaps if you offered to help her, Elizabeth.
Well, I have. It will take her quite a while to make up her mind.
I see.
You see, she's all alone, poor soul. Sidney, I can't help but wonder, you know...
What is it, Elizabeth?
I have the strangest twinges.
What?
It's sharp as... Oh, Sidney!
Elizabeth!
Oh, help me! Help me!
Elizabeth!
Death had come to Hampstead Oval once again.
And you're absolutely sure you heard no shot, Mr. Davis?
Absolutely, Inspector. One moment my sister was speaking to me about Mrs. Martin. The next moment she was dying in my arms. There was no sound, and only the blood.
I see. Mr. Davis, do you know the people who live in this development?
Nearly all of them. We felt rather like pioneers, I suppose, with the development being so new. We all became friendly.
And perhaps you can tell me, are there any ex-servicemen living here?
Yes, there are two. Nice chaps. Wives and children, you know. May I ask why you inquire?
Because the bullet which killed Mr. Martin came from an Arnie-issue rifle, and I suspect the same thing will be found true in your sister's case. If it is true, we'll have that much at least to go on.
More, the markings on both bullets were identical. The same weapon had been used. Inspector Foster sent Detective Sergeant Williams visiting.
Yes? Are you Thomas Larkin?
I am.
Excuse me, sir. I'm Detective Sergeant Williams, CID. Here are my credentials.
Oh, come in, Sergeant. Will you come into the living room?
I'll only keep you a moment, Mr. Larkin. I want to speak about the Martin and Davis murders.
Yes, of course.
Do you happen to have a rifle in your possession, sir?
No, I gave all that up when I was discharged. If I never see a weapon again, it'll be too soon.
I believe your husband is an ex-serviceman, Mrs. Goodson.
Yes, he is. 5 years of service, 8th Army, under General Montgomery.
I see. Now, tell me, did he by any chance retain any weapon when he left the service?
No.
Is there any weapon in your house that you know of?
Yes. A Webley.
Oh, really?
Well, frankly, my husband insists we keep it. He's got a license for it, but it frightens me half to death just to have it in the house. What with the children around and all. Oh, Sergeant, are all of us in danger here?
Oh, you needn't worry.
Don't you have any idea who or what may be behind these dreadful shootings?
Nothing, sir. I drew a complete blank.
I rather thought you would. Incidentally, pathology found the Davis bullet, and ballistics reports it's identical with the one they recovered from Martin's body.
Well, whoever he is, he's a fabulous shot, sir.
And he uses a silencer. That's the only explanation I have for the absence of sound.
Not very much to go on.
Inspector Foster here.
This is Mrs. Thomas Larkin, Inspector. My husband and I live on Hempstead Oval.
Yes, Mrs. Larkin, I know. What can I do for you?
Well, Mr. Larkin and I have called a meeting at our house for this evening. We hoped you and Sergeant Williams could be with us.
What's the purpose of your meeting, ma'am?
Oh, the entire development is living in fear, Inspector. We want to try to find some way to protect ourselves. We thought you might have some advice to offer.
I'm somewhat doubtful about the advice, Mrs. Larkin, but Sergeant Williams and I will be at your meeting. Have you set a time for it as yet?
They came that evening to the Larkin living room. Inspector Foster waited in the hallway with the Larkins.
Is everyone here, Mr. Larkin?
I think so, sir.
Mr. Munden said he'd be over. His wife wanted to stay with their little boy.
Well, he's the only one missing, then.
Yes, that's right.
How did you reach these people? By telephone?
It's not much trouble to do that. We're all on party lines.
I see.
Someone's at the back door, Tom.
Must be Munden. I'll get it.
If you'll excuse me, Mrs. Larkin.
Yes, of course. Go ahead, Inspector.
Funny, coming to the back door. I told his wife particularly about the front door and the precautions.
No matter. At least I don't believe it will matter.
Here we are. Hello, Munden. Glad you could make it.
Sorry I'm late, Larkin. I rather thought the back way would present less opportunity for this unknown marksman to...
Munden, good grief.
Shut that door, Larkin. You're a perfect target yourself standing there.
Today, that silencer could be seen here in the Black Museum.
In just a moment, we will continue with The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles. And now we continue with The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles.
Neighbor Munden was dead, with a rifle bullet neatly placed in the back of his head. The silent marksman was another story entirely. Who he was, where he was, why he struck, were the unanswered questions which Inspector Foster had to face as he stood before the terror-stricken residents of Hempstead Oval.
All I can say is that the police are doing anything and everything to find this killer.
And in the meantime, Inspector?
I'll answer that. In the meantime, we can all be picked off as my sister was, or Martin, or Munden.
Yes, he's right, Inspector. I, for one, won't leave my children open to the risk of being orphaned or worse.
No. Oh, no.
Moving away, giving up your homes, won't find a murderer. I'm asking you, all of you, to do something quite difficult under present circumstances. I want you to stay here for another few days. Be patient. Remain indoors at night. Stay away from doors and windows. If it's possible to find him, and that is always possible, we'll do it. I promise you this, that the entire machinery of the London...
They watched him, the good neighbors of Hempstead Oval, with doubt and fear in their eyes. But they did as Inspector Foster asked. They stayed in their homes and waited. The welcome light of morning found the inspector and his sergeant with Tom Larkin in the kitchen of his home.
You're about the same height as Munden, aren't you, Larkin? Just about. Good. Sergeant?
Yes, sir?
Set up the transit here where Munden was standing when he was hit and adjust its height for Mr. Larkin.
Very good, sir.
A surveyor's transit in my kitchen? I don't understand, Inspector. You will shortly. Almost ready, Sergeant?
Yes.
The men worked quickly, methodically. The transit was set up, the lens of its telescope facing the open back door. Inspector Foster adjusted the eyepiece and then slowly scanned from lintel to lintel through the open doorway. Back he moved the instrument, adjusting it vertically as well as horizontally, turning the brass thumb screw carefully, precisely. Stepped away from the transit.
That seems to be the best possibility, Sergeant. See for yourself.
Thank you, sir. Yes, it lines up well. The angle seems to be about right.
Shall we have a look at it?
Yes.
Care to come with us, Larkin? Yes, I would. There's a tree out there with a clear line of fire right through your back door. The distance seems to be about 500 yards. So that's what the transit was for? Exactly. Let's go, shall we? Too bad it's been so dry lately. There might have been footprints.
Marks on the tree trunk, sir.
Where?
Here. Look, notice a scraping on this bark, sir. There's someone in heavy boots that climbed the tree, and it's recent, too.
Here for a boost up, Sergeant?
Yes. Hey, there are more marks up here, sir. Quite a comfortable perch. Hello, the limb forks here. Scratches on the bark. Could have been a rifle rested here.
Very good. Come on down, Sergeant.
Right.
Inspector, I may have found something over here, under this branch. Don't touch anything, Larkin. Right here, look. In the weeds. Looks like a rifle cartridge to me. Brass. The sun caught it. Good man. Good eyesight. Take care of that, Sergeant.
Right, sir.
Once we find the rifle and its owner, that bit of brass may well send him up 13 steps early one morning.
Starting from nothing, the facts were coming together, one by one. In the quiet office at the yard.
The boot marks on the tree trunk, Sergeant, they were rather close to the ground. I noticed your first jump was at least 2 feet higher.
Yes, I wasn't carrying a rifle, sir.
No, but a man of average weight and good condition would have made markings closer to yours. I'd say this fellow was either very heavy or not exactly young. Or past middle age, at least.
The beginnings of a description.
Either military or hunting experience to be able to shoot like that at night.
The beginnings of a background.
Whoever it was must have lived in that area for some time to know the position of that tree in relation to Larkin's back door. Start a quiet house-to-house check, Williams.
Very good, sir.
Have the men watch for anyone who fits these points.
Yes, sir.
Then find me a detailed ordnance map of Hempstead Oval. The builder or the renting agent will have one. We find one sniper's perch. I'm curious about the other. Interesting layout architecturally, according to the contour of the land. The main line of the houses seems to curve round this rise just off centre.
It must have been quite a place in the old days.
Oh?
The builder told me. An estate sold for taxes. Family named, Wardman. Old line. The grant went back nearly to the first Queen Elizabeth.
History. Fascinating. Any more?
Yes, quite a talkative fellow. Seems the land was sold on condition that the sole survivor of the family be given a house rent-free for the rest of his life.
And this person is still there?
Seems to be. He's an elderly gentleman. Keeps very much to himself. This is his house here, on the end of the main line.
I see. Now then, this would be the Martin place, and this the Davis.
Yeah, that's right, sir.
The Martin bedroom and the Davis porch face the same way along that curve of the hill.
Yes, that's it, sir. It seems they didn't originally intend to build on the hill, but they've started a new house right here. The fellow sketched it in for me. The demand's been very high. Wouldn't mind living there myself.
After we get this killer, Sergeant?
Oh, yes, sir, after.
Pass me that ruler, William.
Right.
Thank you. See here, Williams. The Martin window and the Davis porch are in direct, clear line with the new building. I wonder now. I assume the contractor isn't working his men at night. I wonder now.
This is the top floor, Inspector. Hardwood isn't in yet, but that floor will take your weight. That's the dormer window you asked about.
Look around, will you, Sergeant?
Very good, sir.
About the progress of this building.
Yes, sir.
How long has this top floor been in this half-finished state?
About a fortnight, sir. Glaziers are due end of this week. Carpenters will get the flooring right after that.
Anyone here at night?
Yes, there's a watchman for the old development. One of his stations is just across the road. You can see it through the window. There.
I see.
I have them, sir. Here. They were lying along the wall, under the window.
Now, who'll do this? 10-penny nails in the windowsill. Someone will catch it for this.
No doubt someone will. Someone put those nails in to help steady a rifle. The same someone who left those 2 brass cartridge cases behind him.
How do you catch a killer who strikes silently in the darkness? How do you match his craftiness? Perhaps you say to Tom Larkin,
"It may be dangerous, Larkin. Will you cooperate?"
Oh, I've been under fire before now, Inspector.
Very well. Now then, I believe someone told me the telephones hereabouts are on party line.
A telephone call is made on the party line.
I want to talk to you, Goodson, about this killer. I think I know who it is. I'll walk over in half hour with a friend of mine, and I'm picking up Sid Davis on the way.
No mention, of course, that the friend is Sergeant Williams, CID, who will walk alongside Tom Larkin, staying between him and the new house on the hill. No mention of the inspector crouched on the hillside in the dark shadow of the half-built house.
So, you're certain the men know the orders, Mason?
Yes, sir. There's anyone into the cordon, but no one gets out, except the watchman.
Very good. Now, let's see. Yes. Time Williams and Larkin were starting on the walk. Let me have the glasses, Mason.
Through the night glasses, the inspector watched. Almost half a mile away, 2 men left the Larkin house, started slowly along the road. On the hillside, a shadow slipped quietly toward the half-finished house. The inspector whispered.
Hear that? Not a sound now.
Unsuspecting, a shadow moved through the line of police, past the hidden inspector, into the building.
Come along, Mason. He's gone into the house.
Into the empty building. Empty, except for a killer. Climbing steadily. No lights. Only the vague outline of the unpainted banister and the clean smell of new wood. Suddenly the footsteps ahead stop. The inspector and his companion pause at the head of the stairway. The glassless window shows the night sky bright with stars. A black shadow kneels at the sill, places a long, heavy object between the 2 10-penny nails.
All right, Mason, take him.
No. Please don't take me. No, I have a right here. Better than anyone. I have a right.
You're being taken in charge for murder. I must warn you that anything you say may be taken down in writing. Never mind, Mason. He doesn't understand.
Yes, sir.
You're Philip Wardman, aren't you?
Who are you? You seem to be a gentleman.
My name's Foster. Why are you here in this empty building, Mr. Wardman?
Oh, the right. This is my land. My family's land. They told me when I sold it for the money I could go on living here. I build houses, brought strangers. I'm driving them out. I'm hunting them out as I hunted in Africa. And you were a boy. That's my right. I came to live on my land. Trespassers, there's a law.
There's a law, too, Mr. Wardman, about rifles like this. And silencers.
Silencers. I'm a good shot. Pick them off like quail. And with a silencer, supposed to spoil the accuracy of a rifle. But not mine. I'm good. Won trophies when I was younger. I never knew. I never knew.
All right, let's take him downstairs. You were an excellent shot, Mr. Wardman, even with a silencer.
And today that silencer can be seen in its place here in the Black Museum.
Orson Welles will be back with you in just a moment. Now here in person is Orson Welles.
It's true, of course, that in many countries, men have loved their land to the point of desperation. Philip Wardman loved his to the point of madness and murder. The rifle belonged to his grandson, a veteran living far away in Canada. Where the old man bought the silencer was never learned. The secret of that went with Philip Wardman to the place where his bitter, lonely life drew to its close. The silencer itself remains in its usual place in the Black Museum. Now, until we meet next time, I'll tell you another story about the Black Museum. I remain, as always, obedient to yours. This is Orson Welles, speaking from London. The Black Museum. Here, in the grim stone structure on the Thames which houses Scotland Yard, is a warehouse of homicide. A warehouse where everyday objects, a woman's necklace, her pair of spectacles, an iron ladle, all are touched by murder. These small white boxes, they're familiar objects. They might have contained sleeping pills or a mild sedative or just aspirin. But no, they contained
arsenic. Comparatively tasteless, isn't it, Inspector?
Yes, sir. The murderer counted on that.
Obviously. Nasty way to die. And the boxes, they look so, well, innocent.
Today, those white boxes can be seen in a place of special honor in the Black Museum.
From the annals of the Criminal Investigation Department of the London Police, we bring you the dramatic stories of the crimes recorded by the objects in Scotland Yard's Gallery of Death.
the Black Museum. In just a moment, you will hear The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles. Now, The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles.
And here we are, Black Museum, Scotland Yard mausoleum of murder. Perhaps a little courage to wander through this long, ghostly room. All around, arranged so very neatly, is the evidence of man's rages, of woman's cruelty, of the rogue beast who lies waiting just beneath the veneer of civilization, waiting to kill. Yes, here lies death. Here death seems deliberate, murder almost moderate. Here in the echoing quiet, one is a spectator amid an orgy of violence, expressed so calmly by ordinary objects. The filing spike was created for the piercing of papers, to maintain orderliness on a clerk's desk, not for the purpose to which this spike was put. The piercing of the neck, the base of the skull, where the brain conjoins with the spinal column. Here we are. The white boxes, a little bit yellowed with age. The neat, spidery penmanship on the tiny labels fading now. But still legible. Curry's Pharmacy, Glasgow, Scotland, they say. And the date? January 1857. They were certain they had a case. A prosecutor for the Crown. A procurator fiscal, they call it. And the quiet man in charge of homicide. Inspector Webster. The prosecutor was quite definite about it.
We'll have no trouble at all. It'll be a hanging. There seems to be plenty of evidence. You sound doubtful, Inspector. Juries can be emotional, When that happens, the evidence goes out of the window.
Juries haven't changed much. Almost 100 years, have they? But rather, in the old tradition, let the guilty go free occasionally than have one innocent perish. They presented their case. In proper order, each fact, large or small, in sequence, was paraded before the 12 good Scotsmen who sat in the jury box there in Glasgow almost 100 years ago. First there was the landlady, Émile Dangeret's landlady. She told of that summer evening in 1856.
Why, Mr. Dangelier, you're dressed up this evening.
A reason, a very lovely reason. Do you like my waistcoat, madame?
Quite striking. You ought to catch the lady's eye.
I trust it will. Do just that, madame.
How do you do it? Dress the fashionable on your salary, Mr. Dangelier.
That is something I have learned from the frugal Scots, madame. I have indeed. You will excuse me. I must catch the steamer to Rowling and the garden by moonlight.
A happy little man, that summer's evening, Émile Dangelet. A happy, strutting little man in his new waistcoat, his well-pressed jacket, his smart hat. On the way to the quay to board the side-wheel steamer, he met his friend, Robert Dougal. Mr. Dougal was a witness, too. His story was just as simple.
Emile,
How are you? As if I needed to ask. You are the sport this evening.
Thank you, Robert. You look well yourself.
Don't tell me if you don't want to, but I'll wager you have a rendezvous.
I do. And you introduced us.
With Madeline? Madeline Smith?
No other, my friend.
But the Smiths are Drowallen. Then you've met the family?
Not yet, Robert. But very soon. Tonight, just Madeleine. How long after tonight should I have to wait for the family to accept me?
How long, little man? How long indeed? That was a good part of the problem. Robert Dougal was temporarily excused from the witness box. The next witness was a letter. A letter which tried to recapture on paper the wonder of a summer night of young love.
Oh, Emil. Oh, my darling.
Madeleine, my love.
Whisper, sweet. They are not asleep yet.
How can I whisper when my heart wishes to shout from the housetop?
Emil, you're sweet.
My darling, is this not a night for lovers?
Come, darling. There is a quiet place, I know, where the moon will be reflected in the water, and no one will be near. Don't let the gate bang, darling. We don't want my father finding us now.
A garden gate shut softly, and footsteps, a man and a woman, fade away into the sounds of the night. It would be nice if we could leave the story here, but we can't, nor could the prosecutor. There were more letters, many, many more, written by both young people. Letters which detailed the progress of the summer and of a love affair.
Madeleine, your return will coincide with the opening of a social season. You will go to all the dances, all the parties, but without me at your side. I cannot stand to picture this even to myself. Madeleine, let me be your husband in truth. I cannot.
Have faith in me. Have I not proven my love? Oh, Emil, the tears which bathe this paper, they are tears of longing to be with you.
There was more, much more. It all seemed endless, eternal, like the love these two pledged each other. But August moved into September, and September into the fall. Present, as the prosecutor didn't fail to point out, the social round swept over Glasgow and over the Smith family, of course. Madeline was caught in a whirl with her family. Here, Robert Dougal was recalled to the witness box. This part of his evidence, if evidence it was, held a touch of wistfulness, of pathos even.
Do you think this is the proper place to stand, Robert?
Not proper, but correct for our purpose. They'll have to pass this way.
There's quite a crowd, is there not?
The public dances of the Glasgow season are always crowded. They say more matches are made at these affairs.
Do not say that, my friend. This is my great fear, that she will meet someone.
But she loves you.
What am I? A 10-shilling packing clerk. I am nothing. Our family do not even know I exist. Where are they? Has something happened? I must...
He stood there, on the stairway leading to the ballroom, waiting so impatiently. The little man in the fancy waistcoat, beneath which was so much pride and so much love. And then, at long last, he saw her alight on her father's arm from their carriage, start up the stairway.
She's a princess, is she not, Robert?
She's a very pretty girl. But then, I'm not in love with her.
I will speak to her.
No, you mustn't. Not here.
Madeleine. Miss Smith.
No, it would be unforgivable. Don't embarrass her like this.
She passed within arm's length and seemed not to notice him, standing there waiting so eagerly for the acknowledgement which never came. Shortly afterwards, the two young men went into the ballroom themselves. Emile saw his Madeline whirling in the waltz, heard her laughter.
Why, Mr. Miller, I cannot allow you to speak to me like that. My father would be...
Robert, this is what I have nightmares over.
Patience, Emile, patience.
That is what she says. Patience, Emile, patience.
She's going into the conservatory. Quick, Emile.
Do I dare?
What, didn't you see? She looked at you, pointed with her fan. Wait for me, Robert. With pleasure, my friend.
Emile, here, behind the harbor.
Madeleine, oh, my dear.
You shouldn't have come. Yet I'm glad you're here.
If I could have only but one dance with you.
Impossible, darling. My father noticed you on the steps. I told him it was Robert who spoke my name. I don't think he believes me.
Let him know me. I am not ashamed of what I do. I will not be a clerk forever.
Not now, not tonight. I must be quick. They will be missing me. Darling, tomorrow night, come to the house. You know my window on the ground floor with the railing. We will talk about it then. Tomorrow, after the family is asleep.
The ground floor window where the cat bars keep out cats. Or was it young lovers? A strong, if decorative grill. But there was an area entrance. According to letters offered clearly in evidence, Emile was admitted via the area entrance to the gracious old house in Glasgow.
Madeleine. Oh, Madeleine.
Quickly, darling. In here, my sitting room. Here we are. We must be very quiet. My elder sister is just above, and my father sleeps very lightly.
Madeleine, when?
I must await the proper moment.
And in the meantime, must I come to the area entrance in the dark of night, sneaking like a thief? I did not steal your love. You gave it, darling. You gave it.
What I gave, I can take back.
No, you cannot.
Oh, of course not, dear. And we must not quarrel either. Our summer was too lovely for us to spoil it now. I have made some tea, my dear. It must be cold outside. Shall we have tea together and pretend we are the happy married couple we want to be?
Oh, of course, darling. Of course, whatever you say. Only let us be
It was a domestic scene. How the letters reveled in it. Charming, delightful. Two young people pretending marriage in staid middle age. And then, in due course and in proper chronological order, the prosecutor introduced Mr. Curry, owner and chief dispenser at Curry's Glasgow Pharmacy.
Yes, the defendant. It was the defendant there in the prisoner's box who bought the arsenic from me. I was told it was for the destruction of weeds and rats.
The destruction of weeds and rats. Well, be that as it may, today those little white boxes can be found in the Black Museum.
In just a moment, we will continue with The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles. And now we continue with The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles.
White is the bride's color, they say. In China, white is the color of mourning. Perhaps white was the right color for the little boxes in the Black Museum. The evidence continued. There was the stolid, honest police constable. He had a simple, sad little tale to tell. It began with a sound such as children make when they play with sticks on an iron rail. But this was not a child. This was a lover calling to his love. Well, the onlookers were policemen. And death.
Emily, for heaven's sake, you wake the family.
I had to see you, darling. I had to.
I told you, Emil, I could not see you tonight.
What? Was he here again?
Was who here again?
You know whom I mean. Let me knock.
Since you mentioned it, yes, he was.
So you could not see me.
We must be discreet, darling. It's perfect camouflage. Father likes Mr. Minna. As long as Father thinks I pay attention to Mr. Minna, he will not suspect that I am in love with anyone else.
Are you in love with me, Madeleine?
Emil, how can you ask that?
Forgive me, my darling. At the time, I do not know what I am doing or saying. Here it is November. The summer seems so far away.
Yes, the summer. Emil, go home. I cannot let you in tonight.
Madeleine, to stand here, talking through bars.
Oh, you'll catch your death of cold. Glasgow in November. Damp, almost bitter. Oh, please go home, Emil, where you'll be warm and safe. I'm chilly standing here.
No, not until I have held you in my arms once more.
Emil, stop it. It's so late, so cold.
Yes, cold. And almost bitter.
Good night, Emil.
Madeleine! Madeleine! You can't! You mustn't! Madeleine! I'll find a way. We will go off. To South America. We will get away. Madeleine, listen to me.
Here, you. What's all this?
It's nothing, Constable.
This is near the time to be rattling windy grates. It's much too cold for serenading, you know.
You do not understand.
Oh, don't I? I was young myself, not so long ago. Now, on your way, young fella. Mr. Smith is a good friend of mine. I'll no have lovesick boys disturbing his daughters this time of night. Up with you now. Get on your hoose. Understand, little man? I'm telling you to move along.
Yes, Constable. I understand.
But did he understand? Did Emile Dangelet understand that this was the beginning of the end? That the summer was over and forever? Perhaps. Perhaps not. Perhaps he wouldn't let himself understand. However, this is all conjecture. The prosecutor was concerned with facts in their proper order. And so his next piece of evidence was a letter.
In view of what appears to be the termination of our affair of the heart, will you be gentleman enough to return my letters to me at once, together with my portrait? I flatter myself that you have not destroyed either my picture or the missives I sent you while we felt more tenderly towards each other.
There was no answer. Adlin tried another approach.
Once we meant something to each other. I trust those moments are not unhappy memories. If they are happy at all, will you honor their memory by returning my letters and the miniature I gave you?
Still, no answer. Emile brooded in his room, on his job. And then suddenly there was a change. The prosecutor brought this to the attention of the jury by recalling Emile's landlady to the witness box. She told an interesting story.
Well, Mr. Dangelier, you haven't stopped at my pier glass in a long time.
I have had no reason to until tonight.
Oh, a lady?
Yes, a lady.
With a warm heart and your smile.
With a warmer heart than she has shown in some time.
I see. You're a faithful person, aren't you?
I have always hoped I could be.
You're not looking very well. I expect to see you improve in health, Mr. Dangelier, as you improve the problems of your heart.
Thank you, madame. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you will excuse me, I must not be late tonight.
I must not be late tonight, he said. Yes, tonight of all nights, he must not be late. Jauntily, the little packing clerk left the house where he lived in his furnished room. There was no record, no witness, the prosecutor admitted, of what went on that night between the jaunty Emile and the beautiful Madeleine. But the landlady had more to say. And what she had to add was a tale which was neither jaunty How beautiful.
Mr. Donzellier, are you ill? What's wrong? Do you want a doctor? Can I help you? Mr. Donzellier. Mr. Donzellier. Mr. Donzellier, what is it? You look as if you'd crawled home on your hands and knees.
Yes, I did. The last block. The pain. I cannot stand the pain.
I shall call a doctor. You're sick. You're very sick. You must have a doctor.
The good woman hurried up the street, aroused the doctor, whose surgery was in the corner, and together they hurried back and up the stairs to the little man's shabby room.
What is it, Mum? Where's your pain?
Leave me alone. I want to die.
Good heavens. Mr. Donzellier.
You will die unless you help me yourself. Madam, have you any mustard in the house?
Mustard? Whatever for?
An emetic. This man has been poisoned. Quickly now.
Oh, yes, of course. I must have some somewhere.
They did their best, the doctor and the landlady. But their best was to no avail.
He's gone. A bad end. My guess is arsenic. It'll take an autopsy to find out for certain. However, now it's the turn of the police.
The police, in the person of Inspector Webster, gave testimony at the trial.
Inspector, tell the jury what the medical stated. Death caused by a large quantity of arsenic taken by mouth, probably in tea. And what did you find in a small wooden chest in the victim's room, Inspector? A packet of letters in perfect chronological order from the prisoner to the deceased. Thank you, Inspector. One thing more. Did you arrest the prisoner? I did. Did you warn her that anything she might say could be used in evidence against her? I did. And what did she say? Too bad. He was a nice little man. If he hadn't been so persistent, I might have liked him better. Thank you again, Inspector.
There was more, a little more. Mr. Curry, the pharmacist, was called back to the witness box.
How many times did the defendant come to your shop, sir?
3 times. Each time she bought 6 pennyworth of arsenic.
And what reasons did she give for these purchases?
First, it was killing weeds in the back garden. Then it was rats at the Smith's country place. And finally, rats at their city house.
Did anyone else connected with the defendant ever stop in your shop?
A servant. One of the men servants from the Smith's house. He asked for prussic acid to heighten the defendant's hands, he said. I told him nice young ladies shouldn't have poison like that around. I refused to sell it to him. She came for the arsenic herself about 2 weeks later.
The defense made 2 points. The sweetness and the excellent background of the prisoner. The fact that no one found any evidence that the poison had been administered by the prisoner. No one saw her do it, was the claim. The judge made the usual charge. The jury retired. They returned to a tense courtroom. Madeline Smith rose at the court's command and faced the jury. The foreman spoke briefly and to the point.
We find the case for the Crown not proven. Our verdict is not guilty.
So ended the trial of Madeline Smith. Were the jury right? We shall never know. History is as silent as the little white boxes which lie upon a shelf in their customary place in the Black Museum.